evening, good evening, good evening. As you can see, I've got some great panelists in the chat as well, people on there. So hopefully we've all had a good evening. So I'm going to start off with Abs. How you doing, mate? Thanks for coming on first time.
You're on mute, Abs.
Sorry, I'm muted. No,
That's
yeah,
it. We
I'm
can
good,
hear
man.
that.
Yeah, I'm good, man. That intro was popping. I like that intro.
Thank you, mate. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm good, man.
Good stuff. Fuzzy, how are you, mate? Are you feeling better?
Getting better. So this is a strange one because it was Friday. I think it's Thursday night. I got home from work. I was just like, yeah, I feel all right. Thursday night, I'm absolutely just dying. Wake up in the morning, still dead, completely dead. I was meant to go into work. I was like, nah, screw this. I ain't going to work. Yesterday was improvement, and today is a lot better. Don't know what that was about. You would have thought that for colds it should be about a week or so, but for me it's like I felt bad for a couple of days, and now I'm actually all right now. It's weird, but yeah, we're getting there.
That'll teach you for kissing the girl from Southend, won't it?
No, we've got security for that.
All right.
They keep stopping them at the gates.
Oh, sorry.
Wolfie, how you doing, mate? Thanks for being on.
Thank you for having me, sir. My first time as well. Yeah, I've had a decent weekend. Thanks, mate. How are you?
Yeah, we'll talk about that. As it goes on.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as we go on. I'll leave it there. And how yourself, mate? You're probably in the same boat as me, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not been the best weekend, is it? It's nothing I didn't really expect, to be quite honest with you. Watching the other games as well. I mean, there's been some atrocious things, but I'm sure we'll get into that. But I'm all right. I'm alive. Let's just say that.
Good, mate. And Jez, welcome back in again, mate.
Always, mate. Thank you. And we've got our Arsenal back. We're back. We are back. That's what everybody's saying. The top Gooners, the top Reds. We've got our Arsenal back. And,
Champions League title coming, Jez?
Exactly.
Well, we'll talk about that, I'm sure. But yeah, thanks, man, for having me on. And
you're welcome, mate. You're welcome.
Looking forward to a great debate.
Let's have a look at the old people in the chat. We'll get some comments in there. Yeah, still wearing my end jumper. Of course, Adama. I've done it for you, mate. No one else. Just for you. DJ Crane, big up, big up. Tony Jez, the Yeti, Abs, Fuzzy, and Wolfie. Wow, what a panel. Thanks, mate. Good evening, everyone here. Luke James.
Big up, Lucas.
All smash the likes. Lenny Moon. Welcome. Big up, brothers.
Lenny.
And our good old friend, Si. Evening, folks. Big up the panel in the chat.
Ever loyal, Si. Big up, man. Unlucky against Liverpool.
Yeah, it was, mate, wasn't it? Ooh. Wolfie's popping his cherry.
Everyone will want it. Be quiet.
Man, that wind.
David Moore, I was going to come to that as well, yeah. David Moore saying in post-match press conference that he wants to buy Smith Rowe. Yeah, big up Aces. Good seeing you. We'll talk about that as well. Yeah, I'm fuming. And refereeing, well, you can see the comment as I put earlier. Yes, it is. Godfather Jez. Just quickly catch up on these and we can crack on. Pop in his chair.
Yeah, he's paying that babe. Paying that babe. Everyone's
until Arteta is sacked, we won't get Arsenal back.
Nope.
Fair enough comment on that. So anyway, let's review what's gone on for the week so far. Not much to report on Monday. I don't think there was much going on there. The only thing that was pushed through on a politician's point of view was the old Rwanda bill, and Rishi Sunak saying it's a dumb thing. It's all going to be good for everyone. We can get the deportees out there, and everyone's going to be happy and smelling the roses and all that crap. I mean, what do you guys buy into that? Jez, what about yourself? You think it's a good thing?
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, I just get fed up getting lied to by politicians, and it is what it is. I'd far rather the UK actually got on to France and say, look, we're paying you millions and millions and millions and millions and millions. Do your job. And then we haven't got to pay millions and millions and millions and millions and millions to do this. You know, we are just sold down the river all the time. And you know, I'm sorry, I don't get into politics at all, but
No.
they're all liars. They all there to find their own bloody pockets. You know, and I mean, we had at one time a Labour leader, Tony Blair. He's worth millions now.
Yep.
Yet he was supposed to be for the common man. The common man, the working class man, the man with a blue shirt. Yeah, blue collar shirt, I beg your pardon. Right? The man is a liar. They're all liars. And I'm just fed up with it because at the end of the day, if you're going to pay money to France to do a job, then make them do it.
Absolutely.
And I get it. France don't want these people for whatever reason. Do we want them? Well, it's a whole debate. You know, when you see on the streets, every street, in every city, in every town, you've got people sleeping rough in this awful, awful, awful weather. Young people, homeless. And yet we can't look after our own. We've got ex-service personnel that have worked, served this country. You know, tragically, some of them lost limbs and suffered mental stress, PTSD, blah, blah. We can't look after our own? Nah, sorry. Got no time for any of these governments.
Going to throw it out to the new ones in here. So, Wolfie, what do you make of this?
Well, my father's a politician, so I've been around politics all my life. It's just all lies, really, isn't it? And I'm not being funny. Like, I appreciate why Jez is angry there because it's right. It's the common person that is flushed down the toilet. It's the only way politics has existed since the beginning of time. So it's one of those ones where I've kind of, if you let it get to you, it was one of those things that will drive you completely nuts. So it's one of those ones where I've kind of learned to build an immunity to it or a numbness to it, however you want to describe it. What happens in the world happens. I'm going to get on my day regardless whether there's 5,000 immigrants around me or not. So it's one of those ones where I'm old school. I'm just going to keep my head down and get on with it.
I think that's what most of us want, really. Abs, what's your view on this?
Mate, I don't even read. I don't even watch the news. Let alone, do you know what I mean? Delve into politics anymore. From years ago, I'm not really interested, to be honest. As long as I look after myself and my own, teach my kids not to be disrespectful and go out and do stupid things in the world, then I don't really care. You know what? There's problems in every city.
Of course there is, man.
In most cities in the world, and there's a lot of problems in the world right now, and corruption and all that kind of stuff. It's crazy, mate. It's crazy. So I can't solve the world's problems. All I can do is start from myself and my family, and then hopefully spread that to the community, and then the community.
A bit of love, innit?
Yeah,
of course. Because used to,
well said.
I mean, Wolfie and Abs, you're both London, aren't you?
Yeah.
So if you, I mean, obviously ex-London myself, but if you look at Sushil Sangha in there, on behalf of all Londoners, Sadiq Khan out. Yes, absolutely. I mean,
I appreciate that, but the next person ain't going to be much better.
Of course not, but
exactly.
The ULEZ thing is just basically there to kind of bump up the punch for TFL, but that's a different matter, and we won't crack on with that. I mean, what's your view on this Rwanda thing?
Well, I'm the same as Abs, really. I don't really watch the news that much because, Illuminati's got it all, so, I'm not interested in any of that. The world's going to crap anyway. As the guys have said, I won't vote for any of them because I don't trust any of them. And trust me, if you think your vote's going to get somebody in you want, it's not. They've already got it lined up who's going in.
Cool.
So if it can do it in America, fudge it in America, they can definitely fudge it here.
Absolutely. Fuzzy, what's your view?
Yeah, sort of in the same boat as everybody else, really. Just in the camp of not really following the news.
Not in the dinghy, are you?
Just no real interest in it because there's a lot of news that gets put out where it's like the reality of it is just read between the lines and actually see it for what it is, as opposed to just what it is in terms of the narrative that the people writing the stories are. Because mainstream media is conducted by the people who want you to read what it is they want you to read, as opposed to what is actually factual all the time. I just don't really follow on with a lot of things. I always like to keep an open mind to a lot of things as well.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't always really take sides in a lot of things. Just
that's fine.
Some people might say that it's getting splinters up my arse, but it lets me gauge the wider perspective on things. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
We'll all go with that. Well, at least we've got no worries, because obviously the King of Zamundo, as he said, we could send them to us. We will take care of all of them. So that's good. So big up to Balin Dawson as well in the chat, and Dimez HD, and obviously welcoming Mama Flossie as well. Big up to you as well.
Welcome, Mama.
Shoot the link.
It's not my stream, mate. Yeah, that's one of my boys. That's not one of my. It's not my.
Okay.
But big up to
His best friend, AFTV Julian, still thinking Arsenal will win titles and predicted Arsenal will beat Liverpool on Tuesday week. Delusional. That says it all. And we go on to Tuesday. So the biggest thing that came out was, the great one, the masterful one, Jose Mourinho finally got the boot at Roma, and crying his eyes out as he was driven away.
Yeah.
Has anyone got an idea how much that man's made since of all the clubs that he's actually left?
About 60 million. She's already gone through that one. If you go on her Instagram post, you'll see that. Hang on, I'll even find it for you actually, and I'll tell you exactly. So come back to me. Give me 10 seconds.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll come back to you and I'll tell you exactly what clubs he's left and how much he's got paid, because Mali was bang on it. Hang on, here we go. Here's a channel.
Wow, look at that. Niagara, Canada Gooners. Good to see you in here. Sorry.
Mourinho.
Hey, guys. Hello from -20 in Canada.
Wow.
Is that Fahrenheit or Celsius?
That's Celsius, isn't it?
I think,
Hang on. Here you go.
How much, Wolfie?
He got 18 million when he got sacked by Chelsea the first time, 17 when he got sacked by Real Madrid, 8.3 when he got sacked by Chelsea the second time, 19.6 when he got sacked by Man United, and 15 when he got sacked by Spurs, but only 3 million when he got sacked by Roma.
Well, according to Oasis, he's already signed for them.
Has he?
So it didn't take long.
Well, you never know. He might have run out of money.
Yeah. I thought he said no to that. I thought I read he said no to that. Is that the one in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Budgie.
Said no.
Yeah, guy said this is Budgie. He's a West Ham man. Great guy. Good evening, everyone. Glad to catch a live show. No, thanks, mate. Yeah, so, Abs, what do you think about old Mourinho? Would you have him at Arsenal?
I answered this question yesterday. No, not because he's not a good manager or he hasn't been successful. It's just something about Mourinho, man, that throughout the years, especially with the Wenger days, and Mourinho used to play those mind games and literally told us what we were back in the day, in terms of like bottlers and stuff, and sometimes the truth hurts. So I suppose Mourinho, with that respect, got into my head a bit, and this is just a personal preference. I don't think he'd be the right fit for Arsenal. Yeah, he'll wind up the board. Would he get the funds that he needs? I doubt it. And I just don't like his style of football either. To be honest, I know he's a winner. I respect what he's done throughout his career, but for me, I'll rather veer towards a Simeone type rather than Mourinho. Even though they're kind of similar anyway, both hotheads. But Simeone, for me, he's just got that. He wants to fight everyone, doesn't he? I like that about him.
Well, Mourinho just pokes people in the eyes, so that at least he doesn't.
Oh yeah,
that's true, isn't it? What about you, Yee? Would you have him?
Well, 100%. I mean, and I think we'd have a chance of actually getting him as well because he's one of his big heroes is Brian Clough, and he's probably the closest to it the way he's acted and the way he does what he does. So yeah, 100% I would. I don't care. He could have called us all the names under the sun. I don't care if he comes to the City Ground, he'll make us great again. So that's all I'm bothered about. I'm not bothered about the things he says in the past or anything like that. But, fair play to Abs on that one. But at the end of the day, he's a guaranteed winner. He's a proven winner. So, yeah, of course I'd have him. 100%.
How about you, Fuzzy? As you've already had him before, would you take him back, considering your situation at Man United at the moment?
I think taking him back now after everything that's happened just would never ever be a happy ending, and I don't think it would quite work the same way as I think a lot of say Twitter stands might be hoping it would. I think too many burnt bridges. I think with that, perhaps a bit too much of a sour taste in the mouth still, and I think for what the situation at the club is right now. I mean, it's still much too turbulent for someone like Mourinho to come in to have a lot of the job or the hard work done for him. Because, I mean, any manager at the moment is going to be a bit of a coin toss at the moment as to whether anything's going to work or if it's all just going to completely fail, given the massive amount of change that the club's pending itself. So if it was up to me, I wouldn't. I can understand some people that would. The other point to say is, would I have sacked Mourinho at the time when he got sacked, knowing what I know now? Probably not so much, because I wouldn't be in the camp of sacking the manager like everybody was. We'd be quite either split or more so on the players' backs as opposed to the manager, but it's not what's happened. We're here now.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Jez, what about yourself? Would you have Mourinho?
Well, tough call. He's a proven winner. He's won in Europe and he's won stuff. Well, that's not true. He's won pretty much all the time he's been at clubs. It's a tough one. I think his style of play with the current players we've got at Arsenal, no. I don't think they'd suit with him. Would he fit with the management currently we've got at Arsenal? No. Because this management we've got only want a yes man. Right? And that's my worry, is that even if we fail, if we don't win anything this season, which I'm pretty sure we won't, my worry is, guys, is that they'll go along with him again, give him another year, give him more money, because he suits their narrative.
Yeah,
I don't think the board, the current Arsenal board, that are a million years old, a lot of them, and the Cronkies, with Edu as our technical director or whatever he does, they don't want anybody that's going to rock the boat. And Arteta doesn't rock the boat. You get somebody in like Mourinho, Simeone, they will rock the boat. They'll cause problems. They don't want that. They don't like that.
No.
And much as I want change in our manager, because I just don't think he's the level, sadly, when I look what goes on at the club, the fan base, there's way too many people now that will accept mediocrity. The narrative of Arsenal is we'll just compete. We'll give it a go. We'll try. Well, that's not what you're in. One of the biggest clubs in English football. We have been. We haven't got somebody that's actually going to push us over the line. Would I take him? I think he's a winner. Would he suit us right now? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he'll probably end up in Saudi Arabia on 100 million a year, something stupid fee. At the end of the day, I think Wolfie made the great comment there. The money he's received from being sacked on numerous occasions, right? Has he now got the drive? That's the
good point.
Well, the interesting thing here, if you look at Si's comment, it said that would be interesting, Ballon. I'll take anyone over Southgate, to be honest. And big up to Ballon Dawson for this one. I reckon he might manage England. There is talks of this. There is talks of this, you know. So that'd be an interesting one. I think it would be probably a good fit, especially if Southgate does nothing in this Euros. So yeah, probably might be a good choice for him, and another mega bucks deal for him, and he won't have to worry about the 3-year hoodoo that he normally has.
Yeah, unfortunately. Personally, to answer your question, mate, I don't think he's the man who's going to suit this club at the moment, and I just don't honestly believe he's got the passion that he probably once had.
So welcoming Anthony. Good to see you in here, mate. Thanks for coming.
All right, Dad. Right, too, yeah.
Yeah, mate. I'm going to go to Wolfie because obviously he's been to your club twice now.
Oh, I was just about to say,
Trilogy.
Three lux of charm.
No.
3 lux of charm.
I don't think that happened. I think Mourinho's had his hands burnt by us one too many times. Because I'm not being funny. I like Jose, and a lot of Chelsea fans would be happy to see him back in the terms of we've had Graham Pothead, we've had Frank Dusty Lampard, we've had the coaches. We should have never really got rid of Tuchel. So having him with a coach of that quality, if you would like, would seem a bit more like normality. But when he does it while his fingers burnt a third time, I think the Chelsea Mourinho bandwagon has gone on. He doesn't really suit our style of pressing football nowadays, because that's what everyone wants to see in it. They want to see the pressing, high passing football, and I don't really think he suits. Because the original reason why Abramovich got him was because he was the ultimate winner. But the thing is, Todd Brohy's model of Chelsea isn't be the ultimate winner. It's let's build a young team out of a nursery and see where we can sell in the next 4 or 5 years before these 8-year contracts expire and all that kind of. I like him there, and I'm pretty sure any Chelsea fan would, because he probably would be able to do something with the team. But to be fair, there's someone in the job already. Poch needs more time because I think the Chelsea squad, out of every squad in the Premier League, has more fitness issues than anybody. Because we've always got players injured. I just don't think. I don't think he's a right fit for us. I'd love to see him back, but myself personally, because I love him, because obviously he made us winners. Yeah. But do I think he suits the current Chelsea model of let's just see where we are in 3 years' time? No. So no. For me, as a personal, yes, but as the club, hell no. 100% no.
So welcoming Uncle Rods as well to the panel. So we've got a nice panel going on at the moment. So I'll come to you back in a minute, Rods. Anthony, what's your view on Mourinho? Because he got the boot on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, it did come for a bit of a shock actually, because if you go back on the end of last season, how it was with Roma, he didn't exactly do a bad job, but they're restricted obviously in spending a certain lot amount of money because. In all fairness, these Italian clubs, they don't spend a lot of money on players now, do they? They buy them in for like 20 million and then they sell them on for like 80, 90, 100. So, this is what it's like. But, I mean, I noticed you was asking people if whether they'd see Mourinho back at Arsenal. And I would have Mourinho at Arsenal. I definitely would. I mean, the whole point of him, if he come into my office and he put a paper in front of me, a CV, that CV is going to be it's going to be an attractive CV. Yeah. I mean, you think of it, with what he's won, managers of the months, the years, I've said all this before, saying, he must have at least 25 to 30 different trophies on that CV alone, and what he's won. And I just feel he's a fantastic manager. He's 60 years of age. I mean, he's got a few years left of him, but it was like what Jez said, and Jez hit the nail on the head. I mean, obviously with this club, they want yes men at Arsenal. Unfortunately, Mourinho is not a yes man, and where I'm not an Arteta kind of guy, I got to be honest with you. I don't rate. Self-same. I didn't rate Gareth Southgate. So I personally think this would be Southgate's last campaign, and I think the England job is lined up for Mourinho basically.
Yeah,
It's what I reckon.
Will be interesting one. Uncle Odds, how you doing, sir?
I am very well. How's everybody on the panel?
Yeah, we're
Good,
all doing
mate.
good.
Good.
We're all doing good in there.
Good, thanks, Unks. Yourself?
Yeah, can't complain, my friend. Cannot complain.
Good.
You got-
If Klopp got the boot at Liverpool, just saying, would you take Mourinho at your club?
Nah. I mean,
Mourinho,
don't get me wrong. He's he's an accomplished manager, but I don't know. I don't think we want a manager like that. I think you know what I mean. We want a manager at the day sort of like in the mold of what Klopp is. You know what I mean? Because Klopp is, at the end of the day, he's able to sort of like he doesn't spend much. That's one thing about Klopp. He doesn't spend much, but he's able to at the end of the day get the best out of the youth. You understand me? Like today, he had 3 kids that come on to that played today. He had Conor Bradley started with Conor Bradley, a right back, and then he brought on the likes of Owen Beck, and he brought on Bobby Clark later on. Do you know what I mean? You know, and they came into the squad and they've done their thing, and it's like, and they've been playing with the squad at the day sort of like for years. Do you know what I mean? So. I like managers at the day that can cultivate players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
It's a good comment. It is a good comment.
Yeah, raise sort of like raise champions. You know what I mean? Raise world class players, and you know I don't see sort of like Mourinho doing that because, as I said, Mourinho at the end of the day is not a yes man. He'll be at Liverpool, and the moment he said they say that you can't have this, he's off, mate. He's gonna have it in his toes. Literally in his toes, you know what I mean? So, no, but
that's fair enough, man.
Him, he's a good manager, accomplished manager. You have to say that. You know what I mean? He's won every version of a European Cup. You know what I mean? You know, right down to obviously to the conference. So, but I don't think that's the sort of manager I want in my club.
That's fair enough. Yeah, Wolfie, what about this comment here from Aces? If Middlesbrough make Carabao Cup final on Tuesday, Poch will be sacked immediately. Do you agree with
that? No, personally, I don't. Because, as I said a minute ago when it came to the Mourinho question, I don't really believe that getting rid of... Because we had 5 first-team coaches last season. I don't think another Pandora's box of coaches going in and out is going to be the solution. Yeah. And the thing is, with us... With all of our injuries we've had at least 5 guys come back from minimum 6-month layoffs. Like, we got Reece James back the other day, and now he's out for 4 months again. So I'm not being funny, and I say this on my channel, and I know you've heard this, Tony. I'm sick and tired of these glass players, bro. I really am. These brittle. They warm up and they're off. Oh no! I tried to sprint in a warm up, and I'm out for another 4 weeks because my hamstring went. It's like nah. I don't need these medical cases, bro. I appreciate that we're all supposed to be like calm and wait with these players, but with Chelsea, like we've had the longest injury list for the last 2 years, right? When it comes to our fitness of players, because even before Kante left, he was out for a year, and then he went for nothing, and then he went for nothing. So it's just kind of like, do we have to see the same old? And I'm not being funny. If your players are continuously injured and then you're losing him for free, and I'm talking top players because Rudiger went for nothing, Kante went for nothing. These are not crap guys. I think behind the scenes needs to be sorted out. And I know Poch is the face of Chelsea, but to be honest, when you look at, he's got an average age squad of 23. There's only 3 players in that whole squad that are over the age of 25. It's a nursery. What do you expect these boys to do? It is a nursery. What do you expect these boys to do? I'm not really being honest. It's Poch's fault. No, it bloody isn't. It's the board's fault because they got rid of all of our academy products and then replaced them with guys that are 21, 22, 23. And most of them have never even played in England.
Mudryk to games with sandwich boxes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But Mudryk is a great example of that. The guy never played anywhere. we spent nearly best on 80 million bringing him over here, and then he spent most of his time injured, and he slowly started to get there under Poch this season. But the thing is, when you're dealing with a lot of guys that can't even speak English, can barely talk to each other, I just think it's all Poch's fault. He needs to go. I agree that at home, I think we'll turn it around against Middlesbrough, because to be honest, we should have destroyed them in the first game. Cole Palmer missed a beautiful chance. Yeah, you can't miss those sort of chance. And they got punished on the night. But I think we've got enough firepower, even in the squad we've got. If we can open them up once at the bridge, we'll destroy them. Because I'm not being funny. One thing I will say about Chelsea, when we do get on top of little teams, we slap them.
Well, I'm glad you can, mate, because I know on Tuesday we didn't when we went over to Ashton Gate and played Bristol City. And they did a number on us, like they did at the London Stadium. Bullied us, and we couldn't handle it. Basically, obviously Anthony Herbert, you give me some lovely messages in the stream I did on the Tuesday. But yeah, I mean, and then the worst thing of all was
they're all over you.
They were all over us, mate. There's no two ways about it. They clamped down on you. They dogged with their kind of tactics, and it worked. And then you saw that with the challenge. I mean, obviously, the challenge on Ben Rama, as we know, there's controversy with this VAR decision in the fact of when it's at a Premier League club, you've got VAR. When it goes to a Championship or lower, there's no VAR. But the tackle on Ben Rama was a clear sending off. I mean, he flew into him, took him out. But the one thing you don't do, you don't kick out,
No.
And what he did there, I mean, that was actually, stupidity. We know the player wants out. But if you want out, there's a way of doing things. But you don't do it where it's plain and obvious. It's just, it's just stupidity in itself. I mean, obviously, I've got a couple of West End guys in the chat. I mean, they're no doubt are going to see some comments. But, Abs, what do you think about that, what he did?
Yeah. Bare frustration from his side. Ben Rama's not really, I don't know. I didn't think he played great in that game. It was one of them games, like Bristol City, they're gonna get in, they're gonna get into your heads, aren't they? They're gonna wind you guys up because they want to beat you, isn't it? You're the big boys, the Premier League guys coming to their grounds, and do you know what? I've played ball back in the day, and I'm not going to sit here and say, do you know what? I probably wouldn't have reacted. It's one of those in the heat of the moments. He should have kept his head, but he didn't. Kicked out. It reminds me a little bit of the Beckham, in the World Cup, but it was really like faint, with the kind of thing. Remind me a bit of that. But Ben Rama should know better, because he's probably got his team knocked out, because with 10 men, it was going to be a struggle, isn't it? So, he should have kept his head, and it doesn't look good for him, with the fans as well, doing stuff like that as well. So, that's probably all I can say about that situation.
What did you make of that, Jez, that what Ben Rama did? Did you see the game?
Yeah, I was on the watch log.
And,
I said, you just can't react like that. It was a poor foul, but kicking out the guy, the first one hits him left side, the second one straight. You're gonna get it, mate. You can't do that. That is violent conduct.
Yeah.
Serious foul play, whichever term you want to use. And the referee, let's be honest, he's got no option.
Of course.
He might as well got up and just smacked him in the mouth, because you're going to get binned for that. And stupidity. Yes, I agree with Abs. It's pure frustration. But you're a seasoned professional footballer. You've got to take it. It happens in football. He's done it. He's got away with it, I'm sure, in his past. But, it costs you the game, man. Costs you the game.
Exactly. I mean, Budgie's put a great comment here. Ben Rama needs to be gone, just like Ballon d'Or, Dawson said as well. I've always backed him, but he's behaving like a child with no siblings. And that's it. don't do them kind of things. You know, I mean, yeah, would you make of that? He was on the stream with me, and we both agreed at that.
Oh, you do remember I was there then?
Just about, yeah. And I don't drink, mate, as much as you, but yeah, I do remember that part.
What was the question? Because somebody just sent me a message. It was Anthony Herbert sent me a private message saying Cooper's been sacked.
Mr. Up to date.
Slow sports news.
Mate, it reminded me of like when we used to play football at school. You know, like, and somebody takes you down, and then all of a sudden you get up and chase him across the field and take his legs from underneath him. He was just one of them. I mean, professionals shouldn't be doing that. And the way he fires his legs up, he could have actually kicked him in the chin.
Yeah.
And caused some serious issue there. You know, I mean, I know Bristol City was winding you up because, let's face it, there was all over you. You couldn't do anything. It was a brilliant game plan from them, to be quite honest. Thought Ben Rama was doing some decent stuff at times. But then doing that, it's just, you're an idiot, man. You're an idiot.
Yeah. I mean, we'll speak to the Bristolian that has got the accent, but probably don't live nowhere near the area. Anthony, what did you make of the game?
No, it was a good game. You know, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, obviously Conway getting the winner. I did predict. Yeah, it was a good goal. I did predict it was going to be a 1-0, and then most probably Bristol City would go out on penalties. I mean, because that's what we used to do in the FA Cup. It's all fairness down at Ashton Gate, going back a few years ago. It was like 2 or 3 seasons in a row. We used to get Everton out the bag, and then down there. So, but yeah, I mean, going back to that tackle, that was a disgusting tackle on Joe Williams. You know, the way he kicked it didn't surprise me if his testicles come out of his mouth. Like, do you know what I mean? The way he was actually booting.
It's true. It's true.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it was a disgusting tackle. It was obviously going to be a sending off, but it's like what you said, Tim. You don't want to be at the club. But okay, that's fine. But just don't go around doing that to players. I mean, you're a professional, because it's just have a word with your manager. Moisey will understand. But
the other thing on that, you know, and sometimes this is where players they get paid too much and don't think enough. Because you've got to think, if you want to move on to another club, you don't advertise yourself by doing something like that.
No.
Straight away. You know, because I want to sign for you. You know, I mean, obviously, Yeti made the comment on that. You can just see it there, can't you, Yeti? Ben Rahman there's going to drive himself to another football club and that, and hopefully he'll be signed on transfer.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. If
you know, he's going to go down that tact, you know. But yeah, if you want to push to another club, you don't do that. There's no two ways about it. I mean, obviously, Budgie's saying here, and I will, go into that when we get to the weekend side of things. I thought Kufel's first yellow today should have got a Souček. Yeah, you're not wrong there, Budgie. You know, again, mistaken identity. I mean, Uncle, how did you make? Did you see the game on Tuesday? Did you see the Ben Rahman lash out?
No, I didn't see the game, but I heard about it. I mean, like, what is with our players at the day, you know, they're human at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Not like condoning what happened. You know what I mean? But no way, but you're human, so you're going to have human reactions. You know, you're going to think, well, you know what? That fella just done me there. I'm going to get him back. And you do things rash. You know what I mean? You just take rash measures and you don't think and anything that, right? And just do it. Do you know what I mean? And it's only when it's done you think yourself, fuck me, I fucked up there. Do you know what I mean? You know? Or like, you know,
rush of blood.
Professionals at the day, you would think at the day that sort of like you should know better and you would know better. Because I understand at the day that he's lashed at him once, didn't get him properly, so he's done him in his Jacobs, isn't he?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know, and not being funny at the day, right? Getting kicked in the Jacobson and it's not fucking.
No,
it's not an easy thing. I remember when I was doing door work, like 10 years ago, and I think now, and I had to take this Doris out. I had to take her out of the club. Took her out of the club, and I'm there, and I'm explaining to her at the day why I took her out of the club and everything that, right? And without no provocation of day, she kicked me right in my Jacobs, mate. I was like, oh fuck. And immediately water come to my eye. Do you know what I mean? So I can imagine.
You rang your bell.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Ding.
Yeah. But your water comes to your eyes. So I can imagine that person that sort of like gets paid to kick a ball, gets paid to kick in the day.
Of course. Yeah,
it can't be good. It can't be nice.
Not at all.
It's just that people at the day need to know better. And they need to do better. Do you know what I mean?
The players should do anyway, especially in that. You know,
I can understand in the heat of the moment. I can understand the rash, but you know what? At the end of the day, you have to do better. You have to do a lot better. Do you know what I mean? And I think Ben Rama and they should have done a lot better. I mean, if he doesn't want to be at the club, then say to Moyes and Day, I don't want to be at the club. I refuse to play. Do something like that, but don't make a mug of yourself on the pitch.
Well, he's done that already. I mean, not being funny, you know, when he got the penalty against Arsenal and that, you know, he should have scored that and then give that cheek, you know, he looked over his shoulder and give the cheeky little wink.
Yeah.
And, you know, and you could tell straight away that he ain't going to score. You know, that says it's for yourself. You know what I mean? Just going to go to Ballon Dawson's comment here because obviously fair play to this guy and hats off to you, mate. He went to the Bristol game. Fair play to City saying he got home at 2 a.m. in the morning. Fair play to you on that journey, mate.
And he's travelled all the way there. He's travelled all the way to Bristol. What, to see that?
Yeah.
To see a guy make a total mug of himself. Do you know what I mean? You know?
It's not fair on the fan.
No, it's not.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm going to move on and I'm going to come to Yeti first of all. Because obviously on Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, it was announced that former England manager Sven-Göran Eriksson has basically got terminal cancer and obviously, you know, not long, which is a great shame, you know. What was your view when you heard that?
Well, I mean, it's devastating, isn't it? And what
Tony
Liverpool's actually doing, was it me or somebody else?
No, I'm just saying big up to you, mate. I'm just saying big up to Tony Nery. It's good to see him on.
Yeah, it's devastating, mate, to hear things like that. I mean, and it kind of grinds my gears, to be honest. The amount of money that's been put into this thing, and we're still frying people's heads, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we should have got somewhere else on it. But what Liverpool are actually doing for him, with him wanting to, always wanting to manage Liverpool, the fact that they're actually going to give him that opportunity, I think is absolute gold. It's amazing. Big up to him.
Yeah, good comment. Good comment.
I mean, what did you make? I mean, did you like him as the England manager, Jess?
We've had worse.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest with him. I'm not saying I liked his style of football, to be fair. But you know, I'm not going to knock him for that because at the end of the day, my belief is this, that he did a job. It wasn't great at times, but with the situation he is in now, I don't think it's appropriate to criticise the man personally. That's my personal belief.
Yeah.
It's devastating when you know, I lost my dad from prostate cancer, and when he was diagnosed, they said 6 months. It was damn near to the day. And when you get told that somebody, you're going to lose somebody, I'm talking about from his family's point of view.
Yeah,
it's devastating, man. It rips your heart out. You know, his kids, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to get into the debate about he was a ladies' man and all that. It's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. And I think it's wrong that the newspapers are so low scum that they pick up on that sort of thing.
Yeah.
The man is going to die. How do these bloody journalists sleep at night when the man announces, and respect for him for doing it, that he's got a limited time to live, and you get people come out with absolute bullshit comments.
Disgusting.
It is disgusting.
You know, give the guy some credence, give his family some relief. You know, they're going to lose their father. They're going to lose, you know, I don't know, grandfather. I've no idea.
Yeah, no, I'm not too sure myself. I'll be honest with you. I mean, Fuzzy, do you know much about Sven Goran?
Not really, no. To be honest, but I think just the state, being diagnosed with terminal cancer, as somebody who has had a family member or lost a family member to cancer, it is generally a horrible thing. And I don't think it was ever really confirmed as terminal per se in my family member's case, but it was just it's something that you knew was coming. But once it's terminal, it's just like it's just the time that's left just goes on forever and ever and ever, and it's just the inevitable end. And it's just like the last thing the family really wants is there just to be all of this constant public talk about the situation. It's not really anything that once somebody who is an iconic figure speaks about it, of course it's going to be the public opinion and the public conversation. But it's really, really difficult for the family members to have to sort of endure that. People, whether they liked him or not, or loved him or not, it's something that's going to be constantly on their minds throughout the whole period of time. I mean, for what he wanted to do as like a dream of his, as to managing Liverpool Football Club, being given the opportunity to manage Liverpool Legends game, I think would be a fantastic thing to do for him. I think it would be an absolutely wonderful thing to do for him. And I mean, I don't know whether they'd allow for it, but have him sat on the touchline for a Liverpool home game in the Premier League or something, have him sat next to Klopp, have him be able to sit on the bench. I mean, Tim Sherwood jokingly let a fan sit on the bench for a game.
Yeah,
I think it was for Tottenham Hotspur. I think it was Tottenham Hotspur.
Well, in his day, he was a very good manager.
He was a good manager. I mean, I'm going to come to Unks last on this one, but I'm going to go into the others now. But he was, Wolfie, I agree with you. He was a good manager. I mean, what I liked about him is the fact of you got to think Peter Taylor looked covered before Sven came in, didn't he? And no worries, mate. And I think what was good about that was he wasn't afraid to play the youngsters. And what I liked about Sven when he came in, he adopted the same kind of approach and kind of put his thing on it, and that's what I liked about him anyway. Was that
well, he had that adventurous style that bit of a fish. I'm a bit of a football history buff myself. He did win a couple of trophies. Like the guy did win Serie A in 1999-2000 with Lazio, who was a big punch in the face to Roma at the time, considering he'd actually managed both, because he'd managed Roma in the 80s, and I think he won a Coppa Italia with them or something like that. So he was one of those guys. He'd been around the block a little bit, but really, I know a lot of people only remember him for the adventurous style of football he tried to, because obviously the first result that springs to everyone's mind was the 5-1 with Germany. Was it 5-0? I can't remember, but it was like that sort of result was the first time everyone went, whoa, this is Sven's England. Look at the lovely adventurous football they can use and all that kind of thing like that. But he was a decent manager. Like he's a good character as well, because I always remember when he used to be on these interviews as we used to play well down the wings and we got to do it with the pace. He was like you could listen to him. He would articulate quite well. You know what I mean? So I enjoyed. He was a character of football. And obviously, he's off the field actor. He was kind of like a football Kennedy, if you like. He had his off the field. I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to disrespect him. But he had character. He had character. That's
true.
I'll miss him.
Before I'm going to come on to you guys, I'm just going to go to the chat because there's a couple of nice comments and things about it. So obviously, like Joanne Smith saying, it's horrible when you hear a loved one hasn't got long left. I know what it's like when mum had cancer. Yeah, I know the feeling.
So my granddad.
And Mama Floss is saying, my dad had a bucket list of the things we are going to do before he leaves us. That's lovely. And respect here to Budgie. I can emphasise with Sven, I'm currently being treated for prostate cancer, which I can tell you is savage. My advice is getting yourselves checked regularly. Budgie.
Good luck, dude. Please.
So mate,
good luck.
I mean, guys in the panel, he's a lovely bloke. And, we wish him...
big up, Budgie, man.
Yeah, let's make sure.
Oh, dear. God bless. Good luck, bro. Seriously, I mean that, bottom of my heart. That Yeah.
And if you look at the pant and the chat,
Love, man.
great. This all got great people in the chat. I mean, look, all showing love. It's brilliant.
Be good luck, bro.
It's
Seriously.
all about. It's all about that.
Abs, what did you make of Sven? Did you like him?
Yeah, Sven was cool, man. What I loved about him is that he had some of the best midfielders of that generation, Steven Gerrard, Scholesy. He had he had Sol Campbell at the back, he had Michael Owen. He worked with some good players throughout his career, even at Roma and Man City. So he's managed, top level. He's seen it all. When I read the news, man, I was pretty sad because I had a friend that passed away. He had terminal cancer last year, but he was only given 3 months. And when you're told something like that, you can't believe it. You just don't believe it. It's just like, nah.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You'll be all right. But the reality is, and the doctors are usually quite accurate, in the length of time they give people. So for me, when I heard that news about Sven, I was really saddened by it because I'm quite an emotional guy when it comes to things like this. Because I lost my dad 3 years ago. Similar thing to Jez as well, which was
big up Bance,
pretty hard. Yeah, it was a pretty hard time in my life. But yeah, do you know what? It's sad for Sven, man. Do you know what? And he's got 2 kids, I believe. So I just wish the family, I'm a person that prays. You know what I'm saying? And I know I believe in God. People don't believe in God, but I'll pray. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that everything.
I think the good thing about it, he's sort of interrupt, mate. I mean, if you look at it, I think what was good to see is he's got a positive approach about it.
Yeah.
Any picture you see, he's got a smile on his face, and I think if you look, I know obviously time's limited. We're all on a limited time frame. I mean, I still look good for 352, but we all still have a limited time frame. You know what I'm saying? But at the same point, try and enjoy life to the fullest, and I think that's what he's trying to do. So, as I say, I mean, Anthony, what's your kind of remembrance of Sven?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I reckon he was.
Don't get too emotional, mate. He's still with us.
He was a nice guy, and he wasn't a bad England manager. I mean, I can remember when he made his debut as manager. We beat Spain in the first game, and then we went on, and I can remember one of his England games which stands out because I had the England top was when we beat Germany 5-1. I had a 5 on that shoulder and the 1 on this one, and I can remember that. But yeah, he's a really nice guy. He's like the self-same thing as Jed's, not going to go into his private life. Everybody makes mistakes through life, and we just get up and go roll with it. But yeah, I mean, self-same as you guys. I mean, I've had someone close to me that passed away from cancer, and it was my uncle, and it was really sad, and he was given 2 months to live. He was gone within 6 weeks, and that was he passed away 2 months after his 60th birthday. So he didn't even have a time to retire from work as well. So everybody knows what it's like, sort of close to them, and that and they go through that sort of thing, But I just remember, I just told him, I just said to him, I had really good memories of him, and that was that, and that's all you can do, is be with them and just tell them how much you love them and that sort of stuff, and memories, and you've got good memories of them, and that's the only thing you can do. But yeah, he was a really, really good guy. Managing wise, I think he had a good managing career over in Italy. I think it was it Lazio he was in charge of at that time. So he won them a couple of trophies as well. So, but yeah, it's sad news. just what to say on it. I was watching Sky Sports News on it as well, and my friend who streams, Doug, Scottish Doug from Dugout Daily, he was
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Sky Sports News, and I messaged him after I seen it, and I bigged him up on that and said, look, obviously because with Sven was a Liverpool fan, and obviously he wanted to one day in his career manage them, and it's like what we said, he most probably will on like maybe at the end of the season, something like that, if you got the chance to host, be a manager of that team when they do a tournament like a game or something. And yeah, I reckon that's nice for Liverpool to come out and say something like that.
Just to say to Niagara, Canada Gooners, no, unfortunately with Sven, it's incurable, mate. So yeah, there's no chance for him in that respect for being curable. DJ Crane's had to leave. He's going to watch the rest on playback. Big up the amazing panel chat, and we've got our Arsenal back. Come on, quad incoming.
Oh,
Pepsi Pack just to make my weekend even better. West Ham 3, Spurs ladies 4. So Uncle Rod's, last but not least, Sven and obviously Klopp. Nice gesture.
Yeah, it's a nice gesture. I mean, listen, the guy was a spot on guy. A spot on guy. You know what I mean? And listen, had good career in Italy. You know what I mean? Done very well. Do you know what I mean? Everybody is not perfect. You know what I mean? It could be a number of things at the end of the day. I mean, obviously, it's fidelity for him. Do you know what I mean? But that's just the way it is. We're all not perfect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to get diagnosed with prostate cancer and plus it to be terminal cannot be an easy thing, because we also got to think about how he feels, because it's like he has to go through it. Nobody else has to go through it but him. Do you know what I mean? And to know it and day to sort of like that in I don't know 2 or 3 months or maybe longer. You know what I mean? That you're not going to be walking the earth anymore. Do you know what I mean? It can't be nice. You know what I mean? And it cannot be easy to cope with. So I think the way that he's coping with it now, at the end of the day, yeah, shows amazing strength. Do you know what I mean? It really shows amazing strength of character. Do you know what I mean? Because you're saying, look, at the end of the day, right? I know this is going to happen, but I'm not going to let it get me down. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to go on. I'm going to try and do as much things as I can at the end of the day that I've always wanted to do before it's time for me to meet my maker. Do you understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Really and truly, at the end of the day, him being able at the end of the day to sort of like, coach, like be the manager at the end of the day, sort of like of Liverpool Football. A club at the end of the day, not only has he supported all his life, his dad as well has supported all his life. You know what I mean? And his dad is still with us. You know what I mean? So they're both being Liverpool supporters at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So like being able to sort of like get that chance to coach his beloved team that he's loved all his life at the end of the day, I think it's a very good gesture, and I hope he gets it. I hope he gets to coach them for 90 minutes.
I think he will do, mate. I think it's great respect.
So.
You know
what I mean?
I just want to say this one. I mean, sorry to interrupt, Unks. I mean, Bans from Budgie, yes, it is, mate. This is my second round with it. I beat it once and I'll beat it again. Budgie, massive respect, yeah. Massive respect.
Yeah, you fella.
Well, bless you, mate.
Respect.
We're all listen at the end of the day, right? We're all here for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
We can't, obviously, at the end of the day, we can't go through it for you, but at the end of the day, we're here as a support unit for you. Do you know what I mean? We're all here for you, and we're all at the end of the day are, there willing you to get over that line. Do you know what I mean?
Here's an interesting question from Niagara. He's saying some sportsmen have had cancer, got them cured. Know any of any? Anyone know any sports people?
Yeah,
I know it's celebs.
There's a cricketer. Oh God, what's his name? Well known English cricketer. I'm not a cricket fan, but there's an cricketer man. He had prostate cancer, quite late stage. I think it was stage 2. And he got through it. Oh, what's his name? Fucking hell, man. Oh, Come on,
Wasn't
boys.
tough, wasn't it? Wasn't tough, no.
Who?
Phil Tufnell?
No. God, I
Not
can't-
both of them.
I'm not a cricket fan, but I can see his face. I can't think of his name, man.
Was it the old boy? What's his name? He used to the Yorkshire bloke, wasn't it? Was it him?
Yeah. Play for Yorkshire.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Give me tongue.
I can see his face. Oh man, come on. No. So frustrating. If it was a football player, I'd go bang.
Yeah.
But I'm not a cricket fan, but I do.
Your mates in here anyway, Jez. Pete Hayward. Life is too short. I wouldn't take to shake your hand and celebrate a trophy.
Yeah, Pete.
Jeff
look,
Miller.
hey, I'd
Jeff
shake
Miller.
your hand. Not a problem, man. I'd shake your
Graham
hand.
Pollock.
Bollocks.
Is it Jeff Miller?
Jeff Miller.
That's it.
Yeah.
Jeff Miller. Jeff
That's
Miller. Well done, Yeti. Well done.
Nice one. Nice one.
There's another
Google
player
is your
that,
friend.
there is another football player that got cancer. Bournemouth player, David Brooks,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah.
and came back. Made a full recovery.
Pepsi saying obviously Pepsi Pack, Lance Armstrong.
There's another one that used to play for Arsenal, both Arsenal and West Ham, was John Hartson.
Oh yeah, of course, yes.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Luke James saying Petrov at Aston Villa had cancer, didn't he? He did.
Sorry?
Yeah, look, Woosnam. Yeah, look, Budgie saying Woosnam. Is that him? Boycott. Yeah, Boycott.
Jeffrey Boycott, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the
Kenny Kim would
Newcastle.
know exactly. Yeah.
wasn't that a bloke from Newcastle as well? Newcastle player. I can't remember what his name was.
Defender, wasn't he?
Gutierrez? No,
Jeffrey
I can't remember.
Stilian
Yeah,
Petrov.
Yeah,
There's a few-
didn't he?
There's a
the
few.
figure
Petrov
comes
had
to-
it, yeah.
when you think about it.
Mhm.
So I saying, got to go. Just realised the storm
Yeah.
has made the conservatory spring a leak. We'll catch up once more. I've mopped it up.
Oh dear.
Hope it's not too bad, mate.
I can hear the wind right now.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
Hey,
My
mad,
house
innit?
is hollow. My house is hollow, so it's quite loud here.
Yeah.
Blowing a hoolie down here.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, this is Storm Isha, isn't it? This one.
Yeah.
If that tree comes down in my
Absolutely,
back garden,
JPC.
I'll all of a sudden just be disappearing when it hits me on the head.
Wow. So
Well,
just
that's
on to Wednesday. Obviously, Forest played Blackpool in the FA Cup. So
Oh yeah.
how was that game for you, Yeti?
Well, I mean, I knew it was always going to be a tough one. They gave us a tough game. They beat us 4-1 last year, so at their place. So we had the first game, and that was tough. I knew it would be. I know the way they play. They just get stuck in, and they'd live and die for the shirt, which is something I heavily respect, as everybody knows. And they came out we went to their place, and we got into the lead. And again, we just did not manage the game. Taking nothing away from them, because I thought it was awesome to actually come back into it. But we have this thing where we just can't manage the lead, like with Luton, Man United. That's a prime example at Old Trafford. And, and then they came back into it, ended up going into extra time. Woodsy, who pretty much didn't do that much in the game, but then he's there for the final finish. We're in the FA Cup. And Arsenal ain't. There we go.
So that comes to Jez on that one. Yeah, I mean, just like us, 1 minute we're doing well, next minute we're not, and obviously for Forest they're getting through on this round. But
Yeah, don't worry about it. Bristol City and knock them out.
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. That's it, cool. Jez.
We'll have that watch along, mate. We'll have that watch along.
So they do that as well, kind of thing.
The Blackpool Forest game when I was doing the watch along with Yeti in the Forest in the home game. I did call it. I said, tricky place to go.
Absolutely.
And they're a dodgy little lot. That lot up there.
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is, man. As Budgie said, try being inland from the south coast. I'm not far from the south coast myself, my friend, and it is blowing an absolute hoolie out there right now. Seriously.
Big up to Lion Text TV. Good to see you in here, mate. Big up, lads. Great show. Thank you, mate.
All of a sudden, Jazz is just going to blow away.
Yeah, well,
Bigger fish to fry.
Honestly, it's strong down south. It's strong wind, seriously, a strong wind. And I'm not talking about the misses as well. That didn't help. But you know that is going on.
I did wonder why your curtains was moving in the background, Anthony. She's sitting over there, is she?
Yeah, she's literally blowing me. She goes,
What's that getting blown off?
one day, Anthony, your wife's gonna. Last week you called her out.
He did.
You've done it again. One day she's going to hear this, and you're going to get absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
She's going to sit on your head and fart on your face. That's what she's going to do.
He looked over his shoulder when he said it, though, to make sure she wasn't around.
Yeah, I know. Guess what, mate? You're going to be in trouble next time.
I'm just going to move on to Thursday. Thursday's one. China. Or so no, is it actually? Sorry, Japan become the 5th country to put a lander on the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
first 3 ones failed, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. This one's called the Moon Sniper. So it's managed to land on the moon. So it's got the Americans crapping their pants because it's like, someone's going to do better than what we have.
Did they find Kane's penalty on it?
No, that's still all bred around the moon.
It's unmanned. So, I have to say, having watched the thingy bomb about it, I'd have concerns if they decide to do a manned one. Bearing in mind the first 2 crashed onto them, the third one blew up on the way.
Yeah.
So if they decide that the 4th one's landed on the moon, right? If they decide to do a 5th one, who the hell's want to go in it?
Yeah, it's good.
Well, they're known for kamikaze, so anybody, I suppose.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know how the culture is out there, right? The culture is. Well, you're going to go anyway. So good luck, and we'll see you later. But I mean, come on, man. I mean, 2 crash on the face of the moon, 1 blows up on the way. This one's landed. They're going to go for a 5th. We know that, and it'll probably be a manned. You're going to be crapping yourself, aren't you?
Oh, well, I found Pepsi Pac's found a candidate for you, Jez.
Yeah. Yeah. And Edu and Edu and Vinay. Well, Vinay's resigning anyway, but anyway, there you go.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I get that.
Don't send the dog because that would be really unfair.
Exactly.
Trust the process, guys. Trust the process.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word. As
You'll have plenty of light bulbs in there.
Yeah, powered by light bulbs.
Sacks of potatoes as well, just for him to peel whilst he's up there.
Wow.
Oh,
It's probably geared up to deliver takeaway menus. Yeah, it probably is as well. But yeah, it's quite interesting because you think China was supposed to be the one that was making serious inroads to put a moon lander on there, not just put a moon lander, but actually build a base on the moon. So Japan's actually beat them to it. So that's going to be quite an interesting one. What's going to go on there?
Yeah.
Tell you what would really piss off the Chinese is if Taiwan beat them to it as well.
Oh mate, yeah,
Oh, wow.
that would definitely.
Then it's all over.
Yeah, but I mean, you've seen them moon pictures with the rocks, and it says on the back "Made in Taiwan," so they've already been there.
Yeah, would it be? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Big up, Geordie. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you in the chat.
That
And
culture
just
sorry, the Chinese-Japanese culture, right, is a totally different thing to anywhere else on Earth.
Mm.
They have the philosophy of. I mean, the Japanese. I'd love to go to Japan. I have to say, I'd love to go to Japan, but their whole culture is totally different. I think Japan is above the levels, but Japan doing what they've done. I mean, you know, mate, seriously, I wouldn't want to be the first one going up in that. That's for sure.
Yeah. Jazz wants to go to Japan to see all them lady boys.
Oh God! I knew if somebody was going to come out to see something, it'd be Yeti.
Yeah. You know why I want to go out? Do you know why I want to go out the Yeti? I used to have a beautiful koi carp pond. Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Used to spend a fortune on the fish. But when my kids were little, when my first one was born, it was 6 foot deep, and I said, "Nah, I can't risk this." Scare the death out of me, because she used to love going out feeding the fish, and I thought, "Nah." I sold the fish, filled it in. But the reason I want to go there, I want to go to all the koi farm places out in the countryside.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
100%.
One of my interests, you know. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Elliot Smith's asking, where is Kenny? I saw him at the game the other day. I wish I'd spoken to him. How was his trip to Iceland? Do you know, Jez, how he got on? Kenny
He had a great time, man. He had a great time. He said, you know, he hates the cold, right? And I was taking the pee out of him before he went. I said, "Have you got some big gloves and hats and all that?" I said, "Don't worry about it, mate, because all the volcanoes are going off." No, he had a great time with his wife out there, man. She's got to see what she wanted to do. She wanted to go and see the Aurora Borealis.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I did say to him, because Iceland is a very expensive place to go, right?
Yeah.
And I did say to him, "Are you going to go and stay in the ice hotel?" She's actually made of ice. Yeah. True. And he said, "No, I don't like the cold." I went, "Well, mate, I'm not being funny, mate. For about
You got the wrong place, didn't you?"
Yeah, exactly.
For a quarter of the price, go to Scotland. You can see the Aurora Borealis up there.
Yeah.
And he went, "I didn't know that." And I went, "It is what it is." But
I had friends of mine go to the ice hotel and that. I mean, like, you know, the building, surprisingly enough, is quite heated. You're supplied with unlimited furs to keep you warm. Obviously, you have to wear gloves when you do your drink, because all the glasses are made out of ice. It's a different experience altogether.
That's not very realistic, is it? At least if I'm going to an ice hotel, I want to freeze my knackers off.
Just lift the old furs off you, Ian. Just lie down, face down. That's all you got to do.
If it's clear ice, then I mean, it would be interesting to see where everybody else is sleeping in the hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't get out, so no naughty business. Everyone's going to see it.
I love that comment. I love that comment from Elliot. That's class.
Iceland is on my bucket list, as is Japan.
Yeah.
I did actually send an invite to Kenny Kent, but unfortunately he's out at the moment. Otherwise, he would have been on. So it'd be good to get him on next time to build it all up, etc.
I do like the idea of going to Japan. It's just a culture where there's just a lot of respect. Like the general theme out there is just respect. No crazy TikToking, no madness on the streets. Just
I just think the whole setup is something else. I mean, it's so expensive to go there. It's not just the flights. I looked it up 2-3 years before the pandemic. We talked about going, and flights are horrendously expensive, and hotels, man, they're off the planet. Even I'm not talking top class here. You know, I'm talking like 3-star hotel. I'm not talking 5-star, and everything is so expensive. You know, I was like, "Ooh, wow!" You know, I mean, I compared it. My last visit to see my son in New Zealand. Now we go for a month at a time. Yeah. Flights to New Zealand are half the price of going to Japan, right? And it's like New Zealand is 10,000 miles away. Japan's about 6, and it's just wow. And the hotels are, because the exchange rate from the yen to UK shit, it's awful, it's terrible. Whereas you go to New Zealand, you get every pound, you're getting about $2.50 New Zealand dollars. You know, so it's you go out there and it's like live like a king, really. But yeah, it's great. Anyway, yeah, I'll get there one day. One day I'll get to Japan.
That'd be nice, mate. That would be nice. I mean, like, by all accounts, New Zealand's supposed to be a decent place as well.
Awesome place to go, man. Awesome. The only thing I'd say to you, right? I got Conda Connor here. I like that old thing. The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I like all that. And where my son was living at the time in Hamilton was just 20 kilometers down the road. Was where they made the set of Hobbiton. Yeah, all the.
Oh yes, yeah.
And I said to my son, "Let's go and have a look at that. Let's have a look." And he went, "Dad, it's not worth it." I said, "Yeah, come on, let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a look." And he was, "No, it's not worth it, Dad." And I went, "No, come on, I want to go." And it's on the farmer's land, right? Yeah. I was expecting to go and see what we see in the films. Yeah. When we turned up, there's a lake. Yeah, nice lake. And these mounds, right, that have been developed and everything, $30 a person. So that's around about £12 at the time. Yeah. And that's it. I was expecting to walk into Frodo's house, you know, all that. And my son said to me, "Dad, they developed all this, right? They built it. I mean, he wasn't living there at the time. He's only a little kid living here." And he said, "But you've got to remember, Dad, it was all in studios." And I went, "Oh, yeah, Mr. You know what I mean?" And I was like,
I missed that.
How thick was I? You know, I'm thinking like, you know, I'm going to walk into Frodo's house and say, you know, "Oh, wow, look at this," you know, blah, blah, blah. And he said, no. He said, they built the scenery, but all the rest of it, the facades, was studio, man. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
So we'll leave that Friday. I mean, there was a couple of things on there. I mean, obviously Friday there was this newborn baby found in a carrier bag in Newham, and that's where I come from. I come from Newham myself. I know the area where the kid was found in there. I mean, obviously an hour old apparently, and it was found in a carrier bag. You got to question when people do things like that. Hopefully, by the accounts, baby's doing well, and that's all that matters really at the end of the day. So let's hope from there, basically. And Saturday, weekend football. So there was a strange one. I'm obviously our great friend Diesel Arsenal has done a stream this evening about racism, and we're going to touch on that first because there's two incidents that went on. You had the AC Milan keeper Mike Magan and Coventry's midfielder Casey Palmer that both faced racial chants. Which in this day and age, we know it still goes on. But, man, the difference being is at least the AC Milan players actually walked off the pitch. Our guys don't seem to do that. You know, we just kind of stand around and watch it going on kind of thing. And in this day and age, it's wrong. I mean, the fact that it's televised as well, you're actually hearing this. Your views, guys, because I mean, I've got my own opinion on things, on this kind of things. I'll put it out to you in the panel. I mean, at the end of the day, it's you know, should be condoned at the end of the day.
No, it's shocking, man. It's shocking. I was watching Diesels. You were on there as well in the chat.
Yes, yeah.
And I put in the chat, but I get it. Diesel's one of these guys. He does his show, and then he'll go through all his chat. And I respect him for doing that. But I put in the chat that I remember the first ever black player that played for Arsenal back in '71. Brendan Batson.
Didn't he play for Wolves as well?
And then he went on to West Brom, yeah.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Arsenal, he only ever played in the 3 years he was there. He only ever played about 12 games as he came on as a substitute. He was young. He wasn't great at Arsenal, but the abuse he used to get was horrendous. And I used to think, wow. I mean, all right, back in them days, you didn't have so many black fans as fans, right? Because of the racial abuse and nonsense that went on. But I can remember as a kid. I mean, I wasn't in the North Bank in them days because I was with my granddad. We were up in the Upper West. But up in the Upper West, right? Upper West, yeah? The posh sheets, yeah? You had people in their 60s, 70s abusing this young black guy, right? He was probably at the time, I think, about 18 to 19. I don't know. I can't remember. You monkey, blah, 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 and all this and all that. And I was like, ooh, I'd never, having grown up in that environment, there was a lot of people from many different creeds and cultures, right? I mean, probably the school I went to back then, 45% were black guys. I mean, a lot of to this living day, a lot of my best mates that I still associate with and go and see. I mean, it wasn't that long away. It wasn't just for Christmas. I went to a 60th birthday party of one of my best mates from school, Arsenal fan, true, Arsenal all the way through. And I'm thinking, as a little kiddie, you don't quite understand what's going on. But as you grow up and get older and older, and when I did start going in the North Bank, I mean, Brendan Batson left in '74, and he went somewhere. Then he went to Wolves, and he went West Brom, and he became a fantastic player at West Brom. He's a legend. You go and look in the thing of West Brom. Ask a West Brom fan, Brendan Batson, legend to them, legend, right? I can remember seeing Billy Bond, right, at Highbury, and it's all monkey, with all that, and I'm thinking, we are living in a city of multiculturals in London.
Yeah.
Next door to you might be going to school, you might be going to work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be going to work with Abs, right? Or I might be going to work with Uncle Rod's. Yeah, am I going to stand and you my work partners? We're working together, we're buddies. Yeah, I'm not going to call you out for being a black man. We might take the piss out of ourselves over football, right? And I might say to Uncle Rod's, we're at work together. Fuck me, you done us again this weekend, you bastard. Things like that. I'd never in my living days call out somebody and call them a nigger or whatever. It's disgusting, man. It's disgusting. Throwing things and things like that. I've got absolutely no time for it.
Nope.
It needs to be stamped out big time, and well done to Diesel for doing that stream.
Yeah, fair play to him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll come to you, Abs. I mean, what's your stance on this?
Well, do you know what? Racism, man, is a serious thing. And unless you're living with it, it's very hard to see it on the other side. I respect what Jez is saying. I understand where he's coming from. Do you know what? Fortunately, I've not experienced a lot of racism growing up, personally. But I do recall my father once when he was coming back from, I think, his friend's house with someone else, with one of his friends, that he was chased. And this is like 1976. He was chased for no reason. And he got stabbed in the neck.
Wow.
I remember him showing me his scars once and said, you know what, I just ran for my life because, you know what, I thought I was going to die. And like, they chased him because he was black. And my dad's quite lighter than me as well. He was quite a lighter chap. Funny thing is, you see my dad, he's one of those guys that he'd get on with anyone, He had a good job, worked all his life, provided for his family. And it's sad. It is really sad, but you can't change people.
No.
You have to change yourself. And sometimes you look at things in life and you think, you know what? Really, can you not conduct yourself a bit better? You're representing me as well. When you see stupid things going on in the community, outside the community, and it's all about having a conversation, really, isn't it? It's all about having uncomfortable conversations, because I can sit here and talk about it freely, because at the end of the day, it's something that affects all of our lives, isn't it?
Yeah. Do it all the time. Yeah.
Jez was saying, you could be working with a black guy, you know what I'm saying? Good mates, go to the pub, Arsenal fans, you know what I'm saying? How would he feel, if his mate racially abused someone and, it's strange. The thing is, people are people, isn't it?
I'll come to Anthony Herbert.
I've had that, and I dealt with it as well.
See, that's the one that is. Sorry, I'm going to come back to you on that. Anthony, I mean, where you are on that, you're kind of mainly white culture where you are, I'd say, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I mean, it don't matter. It don't matter where you're from, where you live, or whatever. I don't like it. I don't like racism. I've never have. I never will. I mean, in all fairness, I mean, like what you said, because you brought up the player, Casey Palmer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not being funny. Casey Palmer, right, is an ex-Bristol City player, right? I used to go down Ashton Gate all the time watching them, and I've got to be honest with you, there was none of that went on down there at Ashton Gate. Obviously, like with the home fans and also with the away fans as well. We never really heard that regarding Casey Palmer and any other black footballer that was in there, playing for the team. So and it just makes you think. It's just I don't know what it is. I in all fairness, it's like you just want it to stop, but how does it stop? That's what that's what it is, and that's the problem. And that's the main thing. I mean, I don't know. I watched a documentary and it was an Hollywood actor getting interviewed, and they were saying about obviously with the likes of racism and that, and this guy is 80 odd, and I tell you what, it was asked to him, and he said the only way that I can say through some of it is not to talk about it, and this is what that guy, and I could tell you who that guy was. That was the famous Hollywood actor Morgan Freeman. And seriously, he said that's the only way. He said, I don't know. He said, I don't know everything. He said, but maybe it's a start. Maybe you can go down a different, a different route and say, well, look, enough's enough. But can we stop? It should be stopped. Yeah. And I've got to be honest with you. it seems like it seems like a lot of it when it comes to sports, it comes from a sport that we all love on this panel and in the chat. It all seems to be do with football, and I don't know why.
Can I just say anything that what Morgan Freeman said to me at the day, it is bollocks, because at the end of the day, if you don't talk about it, how are you going to sort of like solve it?
You can actually see the video on YouTube. It adds on.
I think I've seen bits of it before, and I've seen other videos at the day where he's talked about racism and that. And to me, no disrespect to Morgan Freeman, because he's a good actor, but to me, at the day, he's kind of like got like a blasé attitude towards racism. Do you know what I mean? He's like kind of blasé. Now, to be honest, at the day, sort of like the ways that the day you stop racism in the day, right? It's in the household. It starts with the parents, you know what I mean?
Culture.
There's a story.
It passes down, don't it?
Yeah, because
the thing is, Uncle Rods.
Yeah.
Do you see it in rugby? Do you see it in cricket? You don't see people calling out black people in rugby.
No. They don't do that. But they don't do that in cricket. They don't do that.
Why is it football?
Why is it football? What it is,
So we're talking about violence.
No, what it is, there's been a cancer in football today that's been allowed to fester at the day for so long at the day.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't so long enough. I can remember in my time at the day, right, where sort of like you went to certain games, and the National Front and British movement was recruiting outside the grounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You would remember those days. You would remember those days. When they literally recruited around the grounds. Norwich at the day were deemed at the day as the most racist fans out. You know what I mean? But if I get back to the household now, right? Jane Fonda, we all know Jane Fonda, daughter of Henry Fonda, Peter Fonda is her brother, right? What it was in the thing now, it's like like she never knew racism in the day till she went to this certain part of America, which is Greenwood. Yeah, she never really knew nothing about racism until she went there and she heard these words, and people calling black people so like racial names and everything like that. So one time in the thing that, right, when she was very young, she must have said that word, yeah. And literally, her father slapped the taste out of her mouth. Literally slapped the taste of her mouth, because you don't ever say that again in your life. You understand what I'm saying, right? And the reason why he done that, because when he was a young kid, yeah, his father, yeah, made him watch a black man getting lynched and dragged around at the back of a car. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And ever since then, at the day, right, he's always stood for justice for everybody. Do you understand what I'm saying? And he's ingrained that into his kids. You know what I mean? Since that incident happened at the day, him and his daughter, she has been sort of like active in a number of causes at the day that are sort of like aimed at civil rights. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say to you at the day is like the teaching at the day starts in the household, because we all at the day we all think of mums and dads as role models. You know what I mean? Yeah. We always look up to like our dads. Like when you was in school and everything that. A little kid in for school, you always say, "Oh, my dad's bigger than your dad." You know what I mean? Because we look up to our dads as sort of like as a role model. Now, if your father or your mother at the end of the day is coming in the household saying these racial words and this and that, and literally hate somebody at the end of the day that is sort of like a different color than you, you're gonna do it because you think your parents are right. These are people at the day that are supposed to be teaching the right
unless
way.
you're intelligent.
Right, you know what I mean? So you think it's right. So it literally starts on the house. I saw this thing at the day on YouTube one, and it was this woman at the day, yeah. She had a sort of like had a child, and the child must have been about 7. And he goes, "We are Millwall, we are Millwall." And he goes like, "F 'em all, F 'em all." He goes, "You effing black cunt." Do you know what I mean? Now she's in the background laughing.
Hugs, be careful with the words you're using, yeah?
Thing
Yeah, that word's a bad
It's how pathetic it is.
Yeah, but she's in the background laughing. Do you know what I mean? So, sorry about that. Platform that just slipped out. Sorry about that.
No, my friend.
Excuse me. But she's laughing in the background. So naturally, in the day, right, is that child at the day thinks that he's doing the right thing. Do you follow me? Now he's going to carry on doing that for the rest of his life.
Peer pressure is a big thing. That's the thing. Peer pressure gets in, because it's not just from the parents. It's from your friends.
Tony, let's put it right here. The infamous ICF, right? West Ham. Who was their top boy back in his 70s?
Kaz Pennant.
Yeah.
Kaz
Pennant.
And he was their top boy. He ran it. And yet you got the worst racist.
Yeah. But Cartley said it. Cartley said, They can't really said that they think you're racist.
Their firm. You got the firm who's a black guy, big black guy. I remember seeing him at games, right? Yeah. Actually, a nice fella. Proper wrong. He's a nice fella.
He is.
The thing is, he's
doing it.
3-4 black guy, leader of the ICF.
Yeah, he was a leader.
Top boy, and yet you've got West Ham, one of the most racist football clubs.
Yeah, I'll just bring something into this in a minute.
Yeah, of course you can, mate. Because I just want to add on to this comment because it just coincides with what Budgie's saying. And when you look at it, Clyde Best, debut at Upton Park, and the abuse was disgusting. Right up to the point he buried the ball in the back of the net. And in certain respects, that's how you kind of answer it. It's not going to paper over the cracks, but if you look at it, you can give me all that abuse, but if I'm going to bang in goals, that's the way I deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the way of doing it. Sorry, you was going to say, mate.
Well, I always look at people for what they offer, not who they are. You know what I mean? That's the way I've always been. Like, I think racists are really unintelligent people. I understand what Rods is saying about the arsehole, but I can tell you a story. When I was younger, basically my dad is terrible. He's terrible. Yeah. I'm obviously more intelligent and more smart than what he is. So basically, I can see, like, say, for instance, you're watching Catchphrase or something like that. And then the next contestants are black. He would always turn around to try and wind me up and say, oh, yeah, the blacks will win it. They always do. And all this, that, and the other. And I'm like, why the hell do you have to say, what the hell are you doing? Why the hell do you have to keep talking like that? And I've had a lot of situations in my life. Like, for instance, we went to watch Black Panther. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was with a mate of mine. And as soon as we was coming out, two black guys walked past us. And my mate turned around to me and he said, do you think we should tell them that they lose? And I said, what? He said, do you think we should tell them they lose? I said, you know what? If you say that to me again, I'll put you through a wall. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? What has that got to do with anything? You also got the situation when we have Marlon Harewood. Yeah. And he left to play for West Ham. And then I think if I remember right, he came back to play an FA Cup game. And this guy was like doing the and monkey and this, that, and the other. Yeah. I very nearly panelled that guy. If he hadn't backed down, I'd have panelled him, and the stewards had got there because I don't agree with it. It disgusts me. It pisses me off so much. This kind of thing, because I just think it's done by unintelligent people.
They are.
You know what I mean? And it just really annoys me.
Yeah. Can I just add to that? As well? What needs to happen as well is when you got like in the football ground, I don't think at the day enough's being done in the way of at the day. So like, there's not stronger penalties. You know what I mean? There has to be stronger penalties for people that get caught doing that, and also as well, right? Fans as well, other fans as well. I've got an obligation. I repeat, I've got an obligation at the day to call these people out. To go to the school and say, look, at the end of the day, right? This guy at the day is racially abusing this this player and that, right? Yeah. And it's unacceptable and everything that I want them ejected. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Stewart should drag him out as soon as.
And if you know what, you know what? In the day, they do get dragged out. One, if they get, I do screw them as well. And one certain day, they get identified as like anything racial, you know what I mean, racial abuse, and anything like that. They will get dragged out. But what needs to happen at the end of the day, right? They need at the end of the day to get banned for life, not banned for the season, banned for life. Because what it is, what happens at the end of the day is this, yeah. If people at the day, right, these governing bodies at the day that say they're doing stuff for the fight against racism, if they start handing out stiffer sentences, to people, and stiffer consequences to people, I guarantee that in the day, right, you won't see it in the game because people at the day are gonna like think it, not say it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I think it's gonna be interesting there, Uncle, and that is seeing what Coventry do. What actions they're going to take? This is the thing we'll see. You know,
these people that they should get banned for life. Look at what
absolutely.
I look at them in Valencia, with Valencia against Real Madrid. Because I've done 2 shows. I've done about 2 or 3 shows at the day on my channel. You can go back and watch them and they on racism and everything that, right? The last one I've done was Vinicius Junior. What happened to Vinicius Junior?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And like what it is at the day, right? Real Madrid themselves at the day, right? I've got a blasé attitude towards it. When it happened to that guy Moses Keane and they
you got his well,
attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mali has put a comment here. Italy is worse. Italy is worse than the UK for racism. That's a fact. Absolutely a fact.
Nothing.
Budget's following up with this one as well. West Ham fan was calling Spurs fan Yits.
Yeah.
And he got a 5-year ban last year that happened. I remember that as well.
Right. So really and truly, how comes that in the day, right? That sort of like, you know, when not being funny to make comparisons, but how comes that in the day, so like, you know, racial abuse towards black people in the day, right? Because black people have been in the game for a long time. Because one thing Carlton Leach said, if you watch the interview with Carlton Leach in the day, when he talks about Cat Pennant and he talks about the firm that they had, I said, he goes, a lot of people think in the day that sort of like West Ham was this massive racist one for fans, but they didn't realize that in the day we had a lot of black people in our fan base in the day that was like, you know, hooligans as well. Do you understand what I'm getting?
Yeah.
There was a lot. There was. I mean, Cass Pennant and they sticks out because that is the main one.
I mean, I'm going to end the topic on this, but I will add, I'll come back to you on that one, Uncle. Is the fact of this. Obviously, with the comment is the fact of they're going to obviously say World War II, but at the same point, you can balance that out and say about the slave trade. So it balances itself out, and I rest my case on that. So we'll move on to the next subjects now. And
can I just add one more thing before we actually go off it? This is what I'm saying to everybody. Yeah, we are getting fucked by the people at the top. Yeah, so we've all got to stick together. Put anything else aside and fucking stick together because we're getting screwed anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So we'll move on to the weekends of football and that, and obviously we're going to start off with the great comeback. You know, the season's back on now because obviously Arsenal won 5-0. All is forgiven. You know, that gold leaf steak. Arteta's got more oil in his hair because of the steak. You know, that flavours from that steak and the influence that went out to the players. Yeah, Salt Bay himself. You know, so when you look at it, I'll go to the 3 Arsenal guys. Your views on this game?
Shocking. It's 3 points, 5 goals. I'll take that all day long. Right, all day. And I've had people criticise me for my comments, and okay, fair play. I'm a realist. When I watched that game, we played a very poor Crystal Palace. They were awful. Arsenal's midfield yesterday was very poor. We'd been up against a stronger team, we'd have been torn apart. And I said this to you, Tony, earlier.
Yeah.
Right. You know, Palace, with respect, are absolute crap at the moment. Right. The problem is everybody's gassing up. Oh, we've got our Arsenal back, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, let's see what happens in the next 3 games. Let's see what happens when we play Forest away. Then we play Liverpool home and West Ham. Yeah, that will be the calling card because, banging in 5 goals. I'll take it. You don't often see that every day or every week, beg your pardon. Right? I'll take those 3 points. Yeah, we need the 3 points. But, guys, a lot of players were very, very poor.
Papering over the cracks like
Yeah,
Mario.
absolutely.
It didn't
Absolutely.
really prove anything. And all this bullshit about, out in Dubai, da. Yeah, have a great time. Yeah, the season ticket fans are paying for that.
Yeah.
I said this to Kenny Ken. Mate, you are a season ticket holder going week in, week out. You paid for that. It's not the Cronkies. It's not coming out their back pockets. They
Should
didn't
have got
say,
some steak.
they didn't say to Arteta, oh, here's our American black gold cards. It's unlimited. Spend what
You
you
wanted it, yeah.
please.
Mm,
Spend what you want. We're picking up the tab. Bollocks.
exactly.
Club
Exactly.
and the fans paid for that. And why? What's it proved? What's it done? Nothing. Nothing. Because I'm sorry, a player that we bought for £105 million from West Ham, right? Declan Rice, when he came in, he looked great. I'm sorry to have to say it, but the last few games, he's looked bloody awful. And all I've seen is every single time we buy these players, right? They regress.
Mm.
Why? Why, people? And the hate I get for this, Arteta. Because he's the most arrogant prick as a manager. He's ruined player upon player. And that is why Arsenal, and forget, all these, we got Arsenal, look at it. Yeah? What about all the little wankers that are walking out 8 minutes before the game? Missed 2 goals. 12:30 kickoff, and you're walking out. What's wrong with you?
No,
What's
exactly.
wrong with you?
Exactly.
These are the fans that are supposedly, it's all brilliant. Arsenal. Let's sing about North London. You bunch of arsewipes. Swear to God, in my day, you'd been thrown out the bleeding stadium.
Dickheads, man.
Or you would have got a smack in the mouth. Honestly.
Exactly. I mean, Fuzzy, what do you make on the obviously the so-called tour and the team bonding, and then obviously getting the result yesterday?
Yeah.
I mean, how would you see if you thought your Man United did exactly the same thing? You think they would elevate them to new levels?
To be honest, not really, because I mean we've seen it several times. Team plays well one game, plays crap the next. We've already smashed Palace up at home ourselves in the Carabao Cup with a rotated team. So I mean, it's not that big of a feat. It's not revolutionary that you smash Crystal Palace from time to time at home, unless your name's Manchester City, of course, because for some reason they like to struggle against Palace. But yeah, I mean, at the moment our players are on holiday. They're taking holidays out to Dubai, rather than a whole PR club-wide exercise to go out and plot it as one thing when in actuality it's something else. Team building exercise. Where's all of the club pictures where everyone's undergoing actual team bonding exercises? Like where are the pictures, the videos of actual activities that are building unification and the trust between every player in that team? There isn't.
I can answer that. I mean, if you look at it, Saka still got his sea legs when he was sitting on that yacht.
Yeah.
You can see that on Saturday. Abs, would you agree on that?
You don't want me to start about my team, mate, because I'll be here for a while.
You got to wait. You got to wait until I get to my team, mate. You know, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna say this now. I'm quite numb at the moment, and I get like this when my team's not. When I don't see my team going for the big heights. Now everyone could say, "Oh, do you know what? The league's not over," but I'm pretty down and out, to be honest. I'm seeing Liverpool winning, and yes, we won 5-0. I'll take that against a poor Crystal Palace. However, you know, have we got the Cajonas to battle the way, you know, to the end of the season? I don't think so. And the mentality of the team, it's still not there. Declan Rice looks like he's getting into the red zone. He looks tired, you know. I know they were away for 2 weeks and stuff, but he's played a lot of football. He's played a lot of football since he's come to Arsenal, and he's got a lot of responsibilities. We can talk about 100 million and all that kind of stuff, yeah, but he's a human at the end of the day. Yeah, there needs to be better support for a player like that. With Partey out, you know, with all these other players out, we're just really bad when it comes to injury management as well. You know, what I saw yesterday, the performance wasn't great. Yeah, you know, Palace were just there for the taking. Roy Hodgson's in his 70s, tired. You know what? The team was shit. Yeah, if you ask me, yeah, you know, we could have played them 10 times and beaten them 50-0. Yeah, that's how crap Crystal Palace was. The two test is gonna be, as just said, Forest, Liverpool, and West Ham. Anything other than a loss, 2 losses out of 3, forget about titles. And I'm quite disappointed with Arsenal as well, because I thought this season was going to be the one that we was going to kick on. I thought this season was going to be the one that we was going to win a trophy, that we was going to lift the Premier League trophy. 20 years, bang on, we're going to lift that Premier League trophy. Forget about the Champions League. I thought this was our year. Once again, we messed up. 1 win in 7. Well, we're seeing it over the next three games.
Yeah, I think that's going to be your telling point. I mean,
maybe my mood may be lifted if we beat Liverpool, because
you want to keep them rising. I mean, Anthony,
to be honest.
Pepsi Pack saying here, if everyone can see what's needed, a striker, and the manager can't see, then there's a problem. Do you agree with that? I mean,
well, yeah, you can agree with that. I got to be honest with you. I keep saying this on streams after show after streams after show, and I keep saying that I don't know what Mikel Arteta. I don't know what his brain does in his head. Do you know what I mean? And if fans can see it, why can't him? Why can't Edu? Why can't? I was about to say the Cronk. All right, yeah, you can see the Cronky to a certain extent. Take them out of the equation because he's been backed by the Cronkies. I don't care what anybody says. Arteta has been backed by the Cronkies. Go into this game, Palace. I just want to have a little talk about that one. You was on this. I think we were in the comments chatting to each other on the stream thing, and I got to be honest with you. I'm happy with the 5-0 win. Yeah. You know, 5 goals, clean sheets, 3 points, and all that. Yeah, but I got to be honest with you. That was a poor first half from midfield up to the attack. There was nothing there. There was nothing. If it wasn't for Gabriel coming up and scoring the 2 goals, I know the second goal was an own goal off of Henderson, but I think he should have claimed that one, Gabriel. I reckon he was.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't pick up defenders when they score. We pick them up more when they defend, when they make a perfect tackle. Do you know what I mean? That's when we really praise them up, and we don't praise them up when they score goals that much. But I feel that we need to, I felt that he was at the right place at the right time, and that was it. If it wasn't for him, it would have been a boring game. You know, I mean, we had to go 2-0 up to win this one. I mean, it was nice for Martinelli to come on and get, and see him score 2 goals. It was, but I'll be honest with you. It was so obvious when he made the subs, because when you actually seen, Trossard, who was coming on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it was obvious who was coming off and who Arteta was going to bring on as well. So it's obvious that. Well, listen, teams can read us now. They can read us, and unfortunately, if we don't sign anybody in this window, we won't be up there with Man City. I'm not saying we're going to win the league, which I don't think we will.
No.
But we're not going to compete with it if we don't sign anybody in this transfer window. And we know this is typical Arsenal. Arsenal doesn't really do anything much in the January transfer window. Jez can tell you that we don't. And it'd be a player. But I tell you what, I bet you it'd be a player we sign. We signed one player, 25 million, and it'd be in a position that we don't bloody need. And that'd be typical Arteta. And that's a fact. Yeah.
Just say, evening to Vic, welcome into the channel, mate. Good to see you on here as well. I mean, going back on Pepsi Pack's comment here, when you look at it, go for Benzema on a loan deal if possible, and then loan it and sell Eddie plus Smith Rowe. I mean, obviously, as you know, West Ham apparently wanted to kind of talk with the option of loaning out Smith Rowe, but Arteta turns around and says, "No, he's too important to us," and then only gives him 5 minutes to grace on the field.
Exactly.
What's that all about? What the hell was that all about? You know, the kid wants to fight for his place. That's fair enough. But it's not being funny. It's like Calvin Phillips at Man City. I want to fight for my place. And
He's
you've
weak.
only played six
PR.
times.
It's PR, man, Tony. It's PR. It's Arsenal PR. I mean,
you know what it is.
if you watch that press conference the other day that Arteta did, I mean, I don't know who these absolute arsewhite. They're not journalists. Charlie Watts and all these clowns, right? They go along with the Arsenal narrative because all that press conference is vetted. I know you can't ask that question.
Yeah.
I know you can't ask that question. No. And the bullshit statement you get from Arteta every time. I said, watching it, he should be a politician. He never answers the question. He diverts it to something else. You know, I mean, he comes out with such stupid narratives. It's an embarrassment to the club. And how this is allowed to happen just shows the levels, the low levels where Arsenal Football Club are now. That would never happen under the realm of a proper manager. Can you imagine let's just say we had Mourinho there. He'd be saying to the press, guys, what? Ask me a proper question.
Yeah.
Ask me a proper question or get out.
That's very true.
I always said it. Arsenal, they need a stronger character. You need stronger character in the team, and you need a stronger character as a manager. You know, a manager that's willing to take a risk. Risk with certain players that they for the good. You know what I mean? And if it doesn't work out, it's like, well, look, you know what? Yeah, that was on me. But you need a stronger manager with stronger character. You know what I mean? Now we all knew at the end of the day that sort of like Arsenal was going to beat Crystal Palace on Saturday. We all knew this. I think everyone, even people that don't even study football, don't even know anything about football, knew Arsenal was going to beat Crystal Palace. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's played Trossard and everything. Personally, at the end of the day, I don't think he plays Trossard enough for me. I think he needs to play Trossard more. You know what I mean? And it's all about really, if you want to win titles and if you don't want to win trophies at the day, right, you have to have strong people in your team. You have to have people that are hungry. You know what I mean? Now, people like Eddie Nketiah, people like Reece Nelson, people like them at the day, right? Yeah, they're not strong for me. What's that guy's name? Odegaard, not strong for me. Do you know what I mean? Saka, not strong for me. Do you know what I mean? And you need, I'm not saying that today, sort of like that Liverpool is going to win the league. I'm not saying that in the day. I've got hope. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying we're going to win the league. Yeah, it's too early for that. But when you look at Liverpool in there, right, you got a bunch of strong characters in there. You know what I mean? right down to sort of like if you put a youngster in there, they're strong and they're hungry. Do you know what I mean? The attitude is right. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what we want. Today at the end of the day, we played Bournemouth, and had Conor Bradley again. It started with him as right back. He was amazing. And then later on, we took him off. Yeah. Gomez shifted over to sort of like the right hand side. Yeah. And then we brought on young Owen Beck. Amazing. Bobby Clark. Amazing. It's strong characters across the board. And I look at Arsenal at the end of the day. I don't see that. I don't see them as strong guys. I look at Arteta now, and Arteta and they not being funny. Then, not being funny. This is probably this is the first and probably the only serious job he's going to get in his life.
Of course.
You know, I can't see him getting another serious job like this with Arsenal.
Oh no, he'll drop down. He'll drop down.
He'll probably go to Spain and manage something like a Liga 2 team or something like that. I can't see it, and then him getting sort of like a strong team like this.
Let's see. Let me just interrupt you, Unks, because obviously I just want to say for Tony Neary, he's a member for 18 months on Jez's channel. Been a great stream, guys. We'd like to see one like this weekly. It is Tony every Sunday 8 p.m. is the
awesome. Awesome. Can I just make a point about Arteta? Can we stop calling him a manager? He's not a manager. A manager manages games. He doesn't manage games. He puts like-for-like substitutions on. That isn't a manager. You watch Klopp today. Bournemouth, Liverpool was 50-50 in the first half for me. He changes it up, and then Liverpool take over it. That's what managers do. That's what you did against Arsenal. That's why you'll beat them again next time. So we need to stop calling him a manager, because we've all been privileged enough to see great managers. Brian Clough, Alex Ferguson, you know what I mean? Klopp himself, Pep. You know, they are great, but they are managers. This guy's a fraud. And it's about time he got kicked out of it. He never deserved that job in the first place.
Exactly.
I mean, you made a comment, Unks, obviously saying about having a hunger. Yeah. And, you know, maybe that's why they went to Dubai, to feed that hunger, you know, with a steak. You know what I mean? Because other than that,
but you know what
the team's too nicey. That's the problem.
Look at Arsenal. And,
you know,
look at Arsenal.
The holiday camp thing. It's holiday camp. That's what it is.
Look at Arsene Wenger's team, yeah? Look at Arsene Wenger's team, the team that he had when he was winning titles and all this stuff. Look at make the comparison between the team that Arteta's got now. You know what I mean? That team at the day, sort of like that sort of like Arsene Wenger had, yeah? The team that sort of like Arteta now is nowhere near as good as that team. Many years ago.
Of course not. Of course not. You made the other comment you made as well. Yeah, the other comment you made was the fact of the problem. What Arsenal did last season was give fans belief, because they started off well and it carried on. And as we know, 93% of the season they were top, and it gave belief to Arsenal fans that you know what, this is actually going to be our year.
Yeah.
And then
do you know what, Tim?
Yes,
when we play against Forest, right? That team that we set out against Crystal Palace, there's only going to be one change. That'd be because he played Trossard. He'd be out because he didn't do anything in that game, and Martinelli came on and scored 2 goals. That's what it is. That's what it is. It'd be Martinelli for Trossard, and that'd be our starting lineup against Forest on Tuesday night.
Yeah, that'd be and I'll totally back you up on that one as well, because as you said,
guys, I've got to bounce because I'm getting called. And Chinese. Tony, mate, thanks again for having me on, bro.
Yes, as always. Just shout your channel out, Jez, before you bounce off, mate.
Yeah, Arsenal history and more, man. It's all Arsenal, but we talk about other things as well. Other clubs. I love getting different fans on. It makes the whole atmosphere, and it's good. And good debates, and you know, the great panel that's here tonight is amazing. And so thank you for having me on once again.
You're welcome, mate. You know that.
Anthony,
Anytime.
Abs.
Love, man. You know that.
Big up, Jez.
Take it easy, Jez.
Hot Fuzz. You know, and Uncle
Mm.
Rods,
Oh,
and you
100%.
you speak the facts. You all speak the facts, and I wish I could stay longer. Seriously,
Mm.
No worries. No
but
worries.
we'll catch you in the week, boys. Take care. Yeah.
Yeah, and you will.
Okay,
Take care,
mate.
Jeez.
Take care.
Can I just say one more thing as well?
Son, I got
When
to
it
bounce.
comes
as well.
down to Dubai,
And
go on. Yeah.
check your channel out as well, please, mate,
Yeah,
before you
got
go
to
then.
bounce. Well, listen,
Yeah.
listen. Wonderful to be in your company tonight, guys. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
a great bunch of lads, man. Trust me, great bunch of lads. Love being in your company still and talking about football and all things that's important in life. It's just brilliant. You know what I mean? Tony, thank you. Awesome again for
Thank
letting
you,
me
mate.
come on your channel. You know what I mean? Always feel comfortable when I come on the channel and always feel like, you know what I mean, that we have interesting conversations. You know what I mean? So I'm not listen. At the end of I say it again, people need to like and subscribe to your channel because you got
Yeah,
brilliant,
100%.
you really got a brilliant channel.
100%.
Thank you again and Dave for letting me come on your show
You're welcome.
this evening. Listen, guys, you know you can find me at Anfield Uncle Rods. That's on YouTube and also Anfield Uncle Rods on Twitter and the same on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I'm chopping it up, talking about football. I've got some of these guys on here as well. They come on my channel as well. So like, listen, we always have a party when we come on and have a good vibe. Listen, at the day, I was gonna say, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Peace, love, and respect, guys. Peace, love.
Love Rods.
Thank you.
Peace.
Take
care, man.
it easy, mate.
Cheers.
See you soon. Yeah, you see Budgie's comment about you? Captain
I
Black.
did.
That's not a bad shirt, mate. That's a lovely shirt. I'll take
Yeah,
that all day long.
that's not a bad shot. One thing I just want to say about the Dubai trip, right, is Arsenal are becoming PRFC. I mean, the fact of the matter is we took our players to Ingemel's and our manager had like fish and chips, and we didn't get on no media or anything like that.
Yeah, that's the difference, isn't it? Yeah.
If I could label this whole Arsenal fans, Arsenal Football Club relationship, it's like it's a lot of fans have almost been suckered in. It's like a war of disinformation, where it's literally an incorrect narrative versus reality is being peddled, as opposed to it being a misinformation kind of deal.
No, it's true. Yeah.
So it's like you see places in the world where when you control the narrative, people genuinely believe what it is that gets spoken.
Yeah.
So of course the people who follow Arsenal the most, or the top gooners, if you will, are the ones that believe whatever it is that the club says or what the pro Arsenal media say. It's like when you talk about the questions for Arteta, like his pre-match press conference to Crystal Palace. One of the first questions was, how was your trip away to Dubai? Who cares? We're here to talk about Crystal Palace. If Jose Mourinho was in that press conference, that question would never have made it, because the media wouldn't want to go and protect Jose Mourinho. They want to protect Mikel Arteta. So you'd get a lot more damning questions if Jose Mourinho was the Arsenal manager than you would ever get under Mikel Arteta.
But Jose Mourinho's got a brain. He's got a brain. He would have went. He would have done it.
Yeah, that's the difference. I mean, Abs, Tony Neary is saying here, 2 weeks in Dubai, slurping meat off another man's sword.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it just ain't
how much
right.
training did they actually do? I mean, was there any kind of footage
where were
or
the
anything?
training camp?
Were they actually doing anything?
No, of course they were training. Come on, there was a lot of footage of them doing training, but
Training to eat steak.
it's just the media circus, and it's just the banter club, isn't it? At the moment, isn't it? So I suppose these are the banter years for Arsenal at the moment.
Yeah, but the
And
thing
we've
is,
just got to take it. We've just got to sit and take it until we win a major trophy.
Yeah, but how many
Then
years are you going to go
that's
through
what it's
that?
going to be. So yeah, anything we do is just going to be highlighted, triple highlighted. Do you know what I mean? You might see Arteta out.
But you're bringing it on
He's probably
yourself,
gonna
though, really.
get accused for doing something then. So it is what it is.
It is. But the problem is, though, Abs, I mean, as a fan and that, I mean, how many years you got to subject yourself to being a banter club?
Well, you should know about that, being a banter club. Like, amount of years.
This is the thing. The thing with us, we know
Yeah,
what we expect. We know where we stand. You guys, on the other hand, when it comes to you and that, you can't handle the truth. Here's the difference. Us
No,
West
no.
Ham fans-
handle the truth.
exactly that, mate. With West
The
Ham
thing
fans,
is, though,
we know where we are. Yeah,
Mm.
we're either
You know,
we're in the top half of the table or in the bottom half. We know we're not going to sign X amount of players net. We're not going to make X amount of money. But the
Tony's
difference being
going in
is
now.
we still have fans turn up week in, week out. You don't see him leaving when the game's winning 5-0 and walking out the stands and stuff like this.
Yeah.
We are still, there's a difference.
Yeah, but
We're-
that's because
we're
they're
back- we're
stupid.
back to
They're
same thing.
stupid.
This is the
Yeah, they
thing.
don't know where the exit is, Tony. Let's face it.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's because they turn around and think
it's not new.
they must come from God knows where
Okay,
and think, right, hang on, the bus is coming soon, or the train, they got to get back on it, and it's like, well, I'm not worried. If that was me, I'll be staying there in my seat, and I'll be leaving after the game. Yeah, win, lose or draw, and if it means I got an hour for a train or a bus to wherever, I got an hour. It didn't bother me. I could just go in the pub and have a quick bloody pint, just around the bloody corner from the
Yeah.
Emirates.
One more
Do you know
to
what I
go,
mean?
innit? Yeah.
Yeah, one more for the road, and then back round to the bus stop, or down to the tube down where the train is, and then that's it. Job done. I don't understand why they got to leave early.
The thing is with West Ham, they can't see the exit because there's too many bubbles.
Yeah, you know what it is. This is the thing as well. Yeah, leaving early and all that. It's all bullshit, really. Do you know what I mean? All these people just leaving early, probably gonna go out, for a pint or something to eat. A lot of these Arsenal fans. I totally get it, and I totally don't get it. It's just one of those things, and sometimes things like that just get highlighted too much. We won 5-0. Let us celebrate, man. Do you know what I mean? There's always something like, we can't even celebrate a win
Arsenal
now.
fans are saying that, Abs. That's the thing. It's Arsenal fans that's highlighting that. Our people are leaving early. I mean, look, True saying here, still need to buy quality in a few positions in this winter to win a major trophy. If your fans are leaving early, Arsenal's not bothered because they've already paid their money.
I think he likes to treat the players not out of his money, out of obviously the fans' money, but it's the way of him. The way we. My personal opinion of Arteta is, if you're a player, like recall this is 2 wins now in 7 games, right?
Yeah.
Arsenal 2 wins in 7. So
Dave.
instead of actually players or him talking and communicate with the players. Because I got to be honest with you, he strikes me the sort of man, he's not approachable. If you want to tell somebody, it's like if you was a player and you had personal problems on and off the pitch, let's say for a figure of speech, and you want to express those problems to a manager, I don't think you've expressed that to Arteta. I think he's a person that's not, you can't approach him and tell him this, that, and the other. I think he's a manager that believes in, I think it's bribery. Oh, right. So if we do this, we'll go to Dubai, all this, that, we'll have the beef off the sword, and fucking God knows what else. I'll get you a dog you could take it on turns each weekend or every day. This is the sort of guy he's like. He's not, he is what I call, obviously he's a shit manager, but if I had a boss like that, if I was working for a boss like that in work and he was on, I'm sorry, but I think his man management skills would be shit, and I'll be the first. Everybody, I think I'll be the first person telling him that your man management skills is crap. How the hell did you get to this position?
Yeah,
how did you get this position? Yeah, I just think he's one of those people. Unfortunately, that's who we got at the club. I don't think he can get the best out of players.
Yeah.
I think the players are burnt out. They're trying to play his way. The players don't like playing his way. The results have shown that. And I tell you something else as well. With Arsenal fans, and I've heard it on stream saying, well, maybe they needed that break. Piss off. Piss off. So you're telling me they play shit, goes out to buy, have a nice time, a treat from Mikel Arteta, actually from the fans, right? And then come back and win 5-0. Hang on, we got Forest Tuesday. We got Liverpool the weekend after that. Let's see how we're going to play now. I think he's all wrong. He's all wrong at this football club. Get this man out.
Yeah,
Hit him out.
I agree. And just one thing on the fans walking out as well. If you back the best looking Spaniard you know and all this, that, and the other, shouldn't you be staying till the end and actually giving him applause and all that kind of stuff? Why are you walking out?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Oh, is that? Well, that, mate, you won't stand a chance, mate. She,
Oh my
literally,
days.
she will, whoever she is, whether
Don't
she's
go there, mate.
big,
Don't go there.
medium, small, whatever, Dave. She will spit you up. Well, she'll chew you up and spit you out. That's what she'll
Yeah.
do, mate.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Tinder. Who
I know,
does
right?
that?
So anyway,
Let me
the
just check my Tinder account. Hold on.
yeah, the next game after obviously the Arsenal game was the Forest Brentford game and that, and of course it was basically
Yeah.
return of the Tony.
Yep.
Well, there's
So,
two of
yeah,
us.
Well, he cheated us, didn't he? He cheated us by putting foam on that ball so that he could get a better trajectory of the ball with the foam on it. I mean, what? I'm sorry, what is that all about? I mean, you know what? I've been reading things all day about, he's cheated, and even Nuno said it, which is kind of like dropped him down a little bit in my estimation, because at the end of the day, your wall was shit, your defense was shit, yeah. And that's why we lost that game. We had the midfield. They changed something. We didn't. And that's why we lost the midfield. Mangala gets a... my point is why you give that free kick away in the first place.
Yeah.
If a player gets past you, yeah, Turner is good. He's a good shot stopper. That's about the only thing he does offer. Yeah. So just let the guy have a shot and see if Turner can save it. Why are you touching him on the shoulder, getting a yellow card, which then kills our midfield because he can't go in as much as he normally would do, and then they just take over from there.
Yeah, I mean,
Pissed. I'm pissed, mate. I'm pissed.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because I say, as I said to you yesterday, you're in a game who's in control of, and then Mangala does something like that just outside the 18-yard box.
Yeah.
You're opening to something. You're opening the can of worms.
Pathetic. And he wants to go anyway. I mean, he's thinking about this Napoli thing, but Napoli want him on loan, and then to pay like 25 to 30 million after half of their season. Do you know what I mean? Now, 30 million, I get because we got him for like 12. So it's good in that respect. I don't want to lose the guy, but apparently he wants to talk about it, stuff like that. I'll be the same as I've always been. If you don't want to play for my club, fuck off, mate. Get out.
Who's this, Turner?
No, Mangala.
Oh, Mangala.
I wish Turner would think like that.
Well, look, he was our number two. Arsenal's number two. He knew he was Arsenal's number two.
You know what number two means, don't you? When you go to the toilet.
I know what number two means, but he was America's number one. But trouble is, though, he was happy with that, and then he knew that we were signing in Raya sometimes, and that even before he came to Arsenal, and that's the reason, obviously, why we sold him to you lot and got rid. In all fairness, that was a position at Arsenal Football Club. It didn't need. There was nothing wrong with it. Ramsdale was number one, and Turner was number two. Why bring in Raya? Exactly. Yeah. This is what all escalated it from. And I keep reading it now. Whether it's like 22 million to still spend on Raya, 25 million in total. I don't want it. I don't care what anybody says or thinks. I don't want. If Ramsdale is a better shot stopper than Raya, that's 100% facts, right? So if you've got a goalkeeper that's a better shot stopper, yeah, he should be your number one. Simple.
No, exactly. I mean, yeah, it was a game that capitulated, shall I say? Considering Forest was in control, but then but it was all about Tony, wasn't it? It was just kind of it was now gone. He's returned. He was going to get that free kick.
He's on our Brentford, which you've got to respect him for that, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody that can turn around to me and say that he's not the right player for your club, he's just delusional. Sorry. He was all over that pitch. He was
course
on
he
the
was.
left 1 minute, he was on the right next minute, he was in the centre 1 minute, and then he gets away in that corner and he actually pulls away. Nobody goes with him, which is like a big thing in that game because nobody decided to bother marking anybody. So, and he gets away and he does that. And he pushed the ball forward on the free kick. Now, to
Yeah.
me, if the ball's on the line and the wall is right close, and you've got somebody on the floor, then surely Turner should be a little bit more to the left because there's no way he's getting over them players. He's too close to them. So it was always going to be a low type of shot, and they just didn't work that out.
Definitely.
Just want to
Guys,
say, Abs,
I'm
thanks
gonna
very
be
much for
off.
coming on the show. Appreciate
Catch
you
me
being
on
on here, mate.
Football channel. Thanks a lot. Great show, boys. I'll catch you guys in a week.
Yeah.
Peace
Take
out,
it easy,
man.
See you,
mate.
man. Have a nice one.
Take care,
Take
man.
it easy. So we'll come on to today's games.
Oh God, change your background up first. That looks shit.
You just noticed it.
It's just a beautiful trophy that Arsenal fans
Give the
have.
man a break. He's got to have
I've never
something
seen.
to hold on to.
Well, you might come back. Might go back to those days. You never know.
Wait a minute.
Omar, he's jumped the sea.
Let me just change mine to 2 stars. And Tony can change his to a chocolate trophy.
Exactly right. Exactly.
And Anthony can't do nothing.
Yeah.
I like Bance's. I like Bance's background. That was a good. If that was a background, that's something that I would like. But obviously, I can't do anything.
You could have this one.
There you
go.
go. Yeah, I bet-
Yeah.
hey, I
In
tell
the
you
plate.
what. Did you take that to Dubai? Did he eat the steak off that?
Yeah, it's true. Isn't
Yeah, I
it?
need to open that video again. Let's see if that's.
So I'm going to talk about
a little bit.
that game today. Obviously, as you know, West Ham went to Sheffield United, and
Give me a sec, Tony.
no worries, mate. If you look underneath it, I've got here. This is a comment from David Moyes. Teams are accepting poor refereeing as the norm. For those who watched the game today, West Ham was undone by not so much the players' fault. You can say in certain respects, defensive was a bit suspect, but this referee as well as the VAR decision or lack of VAR decisions. Did you guys watch the game?
I watched the game. Yeah.
I didn't watch the game, but I saw the highlights on Sky Sports, and man, that last minute penalty for Sheffield United makes no sense to me. I don't know what that was given off the back of.
I mean, when you look at it, what's his name? Doogie, what his name is, he comes up, he smashes Areola in the face with his elbow for one. He
Sorry,
comes away
McBurney.
unscathed. McBurney, that's it. Yeah, I mean, there's no kind of actual. The only thing you could say on McBurney was there was a slight push from Johnson, but it weren't enough to kind of send him on the ground like he did. The keeper didn't even make contact with him. And the referee pointed to the spot. But the fact out of all of that, it wasn't even looked at by VAR, was it, Anthony?
No, it wasn't. I got to be honest with you. I'm going to talk obviously as a neutral, but if I was a West Ham fan, I'd be pissed. No, seriously, I would be. And first things first, team. The ball was out. Right, that's what I want to say. But no, do you know what? They always say VAR is here to help the referees, right? Why wasn't that flagged up by VAR? Right? Everybody was having the players were having a go at the referee on the pitch.
Yes.
Obviously because of his decision, right? And then, and then he's there. He's giving out cards, and you're thinking, well, what the bloody hell's going on here? And then he's got to go to VAR. In all fairness, I'll be honest with you, there's nothing that you can do. People say, oh, let's do this, do this. You can't do nothing. You just got to dwell it. To believe you and me, you just got to take. In all fairness, Tony, it could have been worse. It could have been a winning goal. for Sheffield United if you didn't score, and I think that would have made obviously things much worse. But I mean, that tackle in the end, that I don't know whether you want to call it UFC, WWE, Brock Lesnar spear or whatever. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you something now. That was a definite penalty, in my opinion. When he's got his arms literally wrapped around him, it's like a bloody like a dive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Bottom, mate.
Yeah. So and for him not to give that, and then literally, I think it was about a minute after they were saying, "Look, it's a penalty. He's a penalty. He's done this and that." He blows the whistle.
Yeah.
He's finished.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest with you, it was a shame, really, because I got that game to me was a good, exciting game, and it was end-to-end stuff. It's what I say, Tone. That is a good old English game of football. That how we always knew it, how we always watched it, and how the game was always used to be played, right? And I got to be honest with you, that game was spoiled by those referees' decisions and VAR not coming into it.
I mean, I'm just going to say here, I mean, obviously, he kind of alluded to this early on when he was on the stream. I mean, Buddy's saying here, the efficient air game was atrocious, biased, and blatantly designed to prevent us from getting the result.
Yeah, 100%.
He virtually said the same thing in different words this afternoon.
Obviously.
Yeah. Because, I mean, this referee, I've not really seen him before. He said he's played more in the championship. But if this is the standard of the referees we're getting in the Premier League, then
they shouldn't be in it.
Yeah, football's knackered. Simple as that. Because there were some poor decisions there. Big up Arsenal, Manic.
Disgusting, mate. Disgusting what I saw today.
As you said, we both said it in unison virtually when Bowen was slam dunked. Why they're not doing anything about it?
It would that. You know what? I'm just getting so pissed off with this, to be honest with you. And I think the way fans all club together to get rid of the ESL, they need to club together to get rid of this stupid refereeing. And like I said to you earlier, I've seen all these refs before. I've seen the idiot that did the Liverpool-Tottenham thing. He's an absolute twat. I can remember watching the first game that he was on, and the foul was right in front of him, and he's going over and asking his linesman. And I'm like, mate, you're a twat. You should be in a McDonald's apron and serving burgers, but you probably screw that up as well. You're an idiot. But the thing is, it's like, he just, those decisions, you should never have to go to VAR for that tackle.
No.
It was ridiculous. That should be a straight red. That's it. You're off. You shouldn't have to go to VAR for it. The penalty, can anybody explain to me why that's a penalty? Because McBurney goes in with his elbow and elbows the keeper in the face and then gets a penalty. And then you got the Bowen thing as well. Do these people not understand that you've got angry fans in that crowd? And sooner or later, if this carries on, they're going to be on the pitch.
Yeah, of course
they're going to be banging them refs out. Because this is their teams.
Just to back up on your comment there, because, I'll come into your Fuzzy. Yeah, I mean, just kind of with Budgie's comment here. I mean, Bowen was body slammed in the box. The fact that VAR didn't flag it just shows that I'm not being a bitter fan. It's ludicrous. And that is a thing, because it's not just
VAR the penalty either.
Yeah, it's not just West Ham. It could be it could be Arsenal, it could be Man United, it could be Forest, it could be any teams in the Premier League. These kind of decisions are costing teams valuable points.
Why did they not VAR the penalty?
I haven't read up on it, I must admit, but it'd be interesting to know what the comment is. But as we said,
you'll have got an apology.
Guarantee a couple of days later you're going to get Howard Webb on there and that. Sorry, we made a genuine mistake.
Well, get out of the job then and go work on the docks or something, you useless twat.
No, I mean,
so the best thing to do is get rid of it. Get rid of VAR. Let it go back how it used to be. The referee in the game. Because at the end of the day, that's the whole point of a referee's job, is to be there to referee a game, not to be... Because you're telling me, if VAR makes a decision and they make a wrong decision, why the referee that's refereeing the game overriding VAR's decision? Why are they doing it? Because they're scared less. They're scared shitless of doing it. Get out the game, let the referee, because he's paid to do a job, the referee. He's paid
Yeah.
to do a job, not to get help from a VAR, a computer. Get it out. Get it out of football.
They're
Referee,
relying
referee
on it.
again, and
They're
he's done.
relying on it.
Exactly. I mean, like as Dave's saying, they're old
I
school
mean,
gunner, you know.
like you've just said, get rid of VAR. I understand where you're coming from there, but if you get rid of VAR, Brewster gets a yellow card for that challenge.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. That's the thing. Because the referee was saying. Because I mean, we'll come back to you. Or was your comment the same as what Anthony just said?
Well,
first,
I had two things. I think
I'll come back to that.
forgotten the other point.
No worries. I'll come back to you on this one. I mean, as you said, nasty scenes.
You're
at the
only
end
a
of the
young
West Ham
lad,
game.
man. I forget shit. I'm 50 years old.
Go on, mate.
But yeah, one of the 2 points I was going to make is I was just surprised that the referee didn't drop to the floor and start making the 3 count after that spear in the box. Thought it was WrestleMania. Half of everybody at the ground was probably like, "Oh my god, it's WrestleMania." I thought that was in April.
I was surprised I didn't hear like Mortal Kombat fatality. You know what I mean? Oh, what the hell was that?
I mean, Budgie's made a comment here, and I've seen the photo of it. It says photo of Areola post match with a split fat lip, and he has got a nice bruise.
Yeah, he did. He got elbowed in the head
top
because
lip.
that's how McBurney always goes in there because he's a piece of shit.
The ref bottled it. Yeah, the referee wasn't strong enough, and that's why I say just go back to that comment. If this is the standard of referees and we're coming in to the Premier League, then yeah, teams are going to be knackered.
So I've just remembered the other point I was going to make. So Areola gets elbowed in the face. The referee thinks, well, actually, let's protect the striker here.
Yeah.
So, not like I'm going to be unbiased as a United fan here. Why is Onana jumping in the box this first straight through a Wolves player's jaw for the sake of claiming the ball?
Yeah, that was a Mike Tyson.
And that is where the goalkeeper gets protected. And it's where we come back to the conversations about
double standards
on what team, what size of game, what the level of importance
100%.
of that fixture
100%.
does dictate, and they've confirmed it, does dictate the nature of the decisions that get made by the official.
100%, 100%.
So
Worrell getting sent off against you guys never should have been sending off.
So we already know that these referees, by design, are going to be inconsistent from game to game.
Yeah.
So actually, we should be calling that out. We should be saying, "Why are you inconsistent? Why is it that every game is got to be treated differently? How about there's Team A versus Team B every single weekend, and you call your shots straight down the middle?" Yeah. I'm not watching a Vince McMahon versus Shawn Michaels storyline here, where you get crooked referees in main event matches.
He's a fan of
that shit. You don't get that shit.
I am as well. I'm a WWE fan.
It's a sporting competition that's got to have integrity, and you've got to upkeep that. Otherwise the sport loses its integrity.
Exactly.
And then the point of either supporting a team and that diminishes because it's just a coin toss.
How do you think we change it? I think fans have got to come together and go like, you know what, we're not having this anymore. It's supposed to be one of the best leagues on the planet.
Well, that's the thing, is it with the ESL, the common theme was, it's the game for the fans. The fans are the lifeblood of the sport. Okay, then, fans, lifeblood of the sport. How about you band together and actually do something about it?
Exactly.
Because it's your sport. So that your sport, your teams, your competitions, your officials, do something about it.
Well, it goes into the comment here, and Moyes also said this when we played Bristol City. I mean, VAR should not be allowed in the FA Cup unless available all English League and non-league clubs, because this is the craziness about it. Why have a Premier League club? Because we've already got it, and yet you go to this, the away game or the home league or whatever you want to call it, and because you're playing the Championship club or below that, you're not having VAR. So it's a weird one. Why have it in a cup competition where you can only have it in one place? It just seems to be.
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry, that's absolutely ridiculous. If you can't have it in all grounds, then you shouldn't have it at all.
Arsenal Manic. Well, why did you make your keeper though? What did you make of your keeper though? That was wild. He didn't need to fly out like that. Just my opinion. Ball's going out for a goal kick. The ball past their player.
Well, keeper comes out to catch the ball. That's what every fan wants.
Yeah.
You want your goalkeeper to command your box.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's an awkward one, isn't it? I mean, because at that point there, I suppose you've only got minutes, and keepers make mistakes. They are human after all, and they all make mistakes.
Yeah.
You've got to look at Ramsdale for that. I mean, we saw enough of that last season near the end when Saliba got injured. The mistakes he was making because of things.
Yeah.
And when you look, I mean, he didn't really need to come out as much as he did, but I suppose what he was looking for, 8 or 9 times out of 10, Areola comes out, he connects with the ball and he clears it. This particular instance, because obviously, I suppose you don't help that Johnson pushes old twat face, or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that, it sends the balance off a little bit differently. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's a bit of pill to take because
the
fact that it was 6 minutes added time, and we ended up going. Was it 11 minutes?
It was disgraceful, man. It was like the PSG Newcastle thing. Absolute disgraceful penalty given there. At least that one went to VAR. But I mean, I'll also say this: Arsenal Manic, man. If Raya had come out and collected the ball against Luton, then they don't score.
Yeah.
If he'd have come out and caught the ball against Luton, then they don't score.
Yeah, but he does it differently, doesn't he, Raya? That's why you got Raya. Do you remember when what last game was it with Ramsdale was in and Ramsdale was in goal and Raya wasn't, and Raya basically Ramsdale made 3 mistakes in the beginning of that match because he was told to play like Raya, pass from the back, and he went to pass from the back, and look, it didn't work. He made those 3 mistakes. Then after a while, through the game, it was sod this. He just kept kicking the ball down the pitch, which in all fairness, that's what he should be doing. Then Raya's been caught out on it, but we, unfortunately, touch wood, we've been very lucky. Do you know what I mean? We haven't, nobody scored from that yet. But I tell you what, he will balls up one day doing that passing from the back, and it'd be. He'll have nothing but himself to blame if we lose that game for his mistake. So,
I mean, something that me and Yeti talked about earlier on, and Budgie's kind of added this in tonight. Would the panel agree that the refs and VAR should be sanctioned in some way of making mistakes, incorrect decisions?
100%. 100%.
So
this is the problem. There's no punishment for them. I mean, I've said from the start of VAR coming in, it should be ex-players. Because ex-players can actually, they talk about it. There's pundits, they say that, oh, no, that wasn't a foul. They say, they know what they're talking about. These prats. I mean, at the end of the day, my issue with VAR is this, right? Is, yes, it's a good idea for certain circumstances. But my issue with VAR is that it was brought in to punish the refs because they wasn't doing the jobs correct. But then you give refs an extra day's pay to actually be sat in a video room. So how did that punish them?
Exactly. And then I'm not being funny. Before VAR come in, if there was an incident or a dispute on the pitch, what did the referee do? The referee ran over to the touchline and looked at the screen anyway. So what was the point of having VAR? Because it was the referee's decision, and that was it. Nobody could override it. So, in all fairness, VAR works good for rugby. It doesn't look good. It don't work for football. Get it out. The best thing they did for football was goal line technology. That was the only best thing they brought out for football, and I always say it to this day.
Yeah, I agree.
Just one thing, bit off topic, but shout out to Brentford for actually having a $6.95 cheeseburger and waffle fries.
Fuck Brentford.
Well, their food, the picture of what it actually looks edible and it actually looks appetizing. Shit, you get served out like a top end, like a burger restaurant or something.
Gastro stuff. Nice.
Yeah. Got coleslaw, choice of sauces on the side, a bit of salad there as well.
Fuzzy sausage
makes-
filling better.
Makes me
He's got
feel
the old
so
Hunger
much
Games.
better. Makes me feel so much better that they've got
Oh,
a
I've
good
got so
burger.
hungry,
to
man.
sell.
Got some.
Have you done
Yeah.
that? I'm so hungry. Yeah, so you couldn't ask that guy behind the bar, is the food menu still on at this time?
Well, Mohammed, yeah, he's all right. I mean,
Yeah.
his pals looking. He's looking at us at the
Hey,
moment.
he ain't got
kind
no
of thing,
Salt Bay.
No, no.
Well, you see that guy that's got his hand on the back of his head. He's just been told that or he's just sent his steak back because they've got it all wrong. They've undercooked it.
And
Yeah,
hot
Mum.
first, can I tell you something? Can you get out of Kenny Ken's house? Because that's his house.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see
Get
it
out.
before. Yeah, get out of his
exactly.
house.
I was gonna
That's
say,
the
he's
answer,
invited him in there. Just so you know, guys, Mama Flossie's on the way out, so just say good night to Mama Flossie.
Oh,
think
big
so.
love,
I-
big love,
Thanks very
Mama
much.
Flossie.
To be fair, I do need to
Catch you
jump
later.
off as well. Got a really early start tomorrow,
Mm.
so I'll probably have
No
to
worries,
jump off
man.
as well.
I was man, you
Big
still
love,
went in for
Fuzzy.
your third European finish in 4 seasons. We are indeed. I mean, that's one thing we will say about Moisey. You know, he's got that bit correct. Does Kenny Ken know you're chilling in his lounge, as he said there? Budgie, great stream, Tony. If you ever need some West End backup, I'll put my WhatsApp number in the chat. He's not connected to a phone line, so it's fine to post it. Appreciate it, Budgie.
Yeah,
Of course,
cool,
mate.
man.
All the help.
Yeah.
I'll take that all day long, mate. Thank you very much. Definitely.
Oh, God.
Stephanie, big up, lads. Good to see you in here.
Yeah,
Phil
big up
Wright
Stephanie.
and Night Mama. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
obviously, I think for me, VAR, I mean, I understand what you're saying, Anthony, but
Mm.
it works in other sports and it can work in the Prem. I think it's just a fact of it's the people that run it. I mean, I'll go with Yemi, with Yemi's comments.
Yummy,
Yemi.
yummy.
That's because think of
I've become
fuzzy
a
and
Jew.
food.
Yeah,
If it was actually properly run and organised, because I think the one thing they've never done properly with this is actually kind of done scenarios.
I think Paul said he
worked
had
through
to
it.
go.
Who's that?
Pause. I think he said he had to go.
You got to go,
Yeah.
mate?
Yeah. There's
Shout out to channel out, mate.
so we got Overs 44. Do United stuff. Had a video popped out earlier today about the CEO situation, taking one of City's most influential figures to their success off of their hands, coming
Yeah.
to join the Red Side of Manchester. Quite ironic that he wrote about Manchester United. He put an article out about the mess our club was in 2014. Well, he's come to save us. Yeah, he wrote foreshadowing our problems, and now he's come to be our saviour. Hopefully, he is going to be our saviour. But
He's got a rod for his own back because he's already said it's not good. So if he don't sort it out, then he's obviously full of shit, isn't he?
wow, I mean, at least I can back his track record. He's actually got a track record to back it up. So at least with that, we can say, well, come and see what you can do.
He's probably part of them 115 charges. That's why he's jumping out. It's like, I'm getting out of here.
But to be fair, I did say that they'll probably punish the institution as opposed to the individual. So he'll get off scot-free, and you'll watch this Manchester City Blue Shark just get shot by the harpoon guns, just littered by harpoon guns. You'll see it sink to the bottom of the ocean, aka League Two. But
Moby Dickhead.
But yeah, big ups everybody that was viewing the stream on my channel. You've got the links to everybody that has featured on this show linked in the stream description. So make sure that you do also go and subscribe to everybody featured on that list. Big ups, thank you very much to Early Doors for the invitation as well. And very, very big thank you to everybody else on the panel as well, making sure it's supposed to run, and everybody in the chat. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much. And we'll see you all again very, very soon.
Big love, Fuzzy.
I'll do you all for. I just remember one thing: the greater good.
The greater is for the greater good.
The greater good.
The greater. Anyways, guys, thank you very much. Take care, and we'll probably see you again on Wednesday for episode 2 of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Absolutely.
Episode 2. Right. So
I think
definitely going to be moving the faces around for that one. That's for sure.
We're going to have to. I mean,
thank God for that.
Anthony. Thank God for beating Crystal Palace 5-0. You might make it to the. You might make it to the good.
That's where I am. That's where I am. The good. I don't know if it's going to be bad.
Though, wasn't it?
Well, I have to see what Tony makes of it. Let's see what he decides.
Yeah, well, might have to change it to the good, the bad, and the
Anthony's a Bristol City fan now. He's flip flopped.
But anyways, guys, thank you very much. Take
Cheers,
care.
Fuzzy.
We'll see
I'll
you.
see you all first. Cheers, mate.
Big love, man.
So yeah, I mean, obviously, also saying without VAR, the decision was subjective. With VAR, still subjective. Different ref, different outcomes. What's the point of VAR then? Yeah, this is not going away. Put it that way. Yeah, it's definitely not going to go.
No.
No, he's here to stay. And all we're going to do is they're going to carry on making mistakes, team, and it's just going to give us something to talk about from now into the near future. The mistakes they do, and everybody's going to get to the extent where they're going to get fed up and bored. Do you know what I mean? Keep talking about it, you know. And but what else can you do if those two people who's monitoring VAR who could do their jobs right and actually look at it and bring it down and look at into the depths of it, and they call a good decision, then yeah, that's fine. But I don't know. I don't know what people are doing it. I mean, people are saying it's not VAR's fault. It's the people that's actually looking at VAR. It's their fault. But
I think it's Mr. Magoo.
Yeah. And obviously the last game, because obviously I say we can really go on this one with VAR, and that was obviously Liverpool and Bournemouth. And I thought Bournemouth would have given Liverpool a bit more of a fight.
Yeah,
I thought there was in the first half, but then Klopp proved that he's a manager.
Yeah,
and
big
changed
difference.
things around and just took over.
Big difference.
yeah. I took over. I started to watch it. I totally forgot that the game was on. It slipped my mind, and then they were already 1-0 up, 2-0 and 3-0, and I think I had to go and do something. And I think what was was it 5-0 in the end?
5-0, yeah.
5-0, yeah. But like what you said, I thought Bournemouth would have. I actually predicted a 2-2 draw in that game. Yeah, I did. Yeah. And I thought Solanke as well. I thought, obviously with the way how he's playing, I thought he would have really have done something in that game. And well, actually, Bournemouth actually doing something in that game. And I think it was just another one of those days where unfortunately it was like Palace. They just didn't turn up.
Yeah.
No, it's true. Yeah. It is true there. I mean, obviously, Pepsi Pack saying, what will stay longer, VAR or Arteta?
VAR.
Oh, fucking hell. None, with a bit of luck.
Yeah,
No.
definitely.
But you said, I can't believe I'm saying this, but what a thoroughly decent lad for a Manure fan.
Fuzz is quality.
Yeah, he's a lovely lad.
Awesome guy.
He is a lovely lad. Budgie, I mean, you said about the number. I don't see it on there unless I'm blind. But if not,
maybe get you on VAR then.
Yeah, I need to see. Yeah, I did not see it. Oh, no, so that's Wenger that used to say that. Now I did not see it.
Yeah. I don't want to say anything. I'll be in big trouble.
Yeah, I think this is going to be interesting outcome. What's the next couple of days with this VAR thing, and that, guarantee we're going to, as you said, yeah, you nailed it. We are going to see an apology, no doubt, come out.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
But I mean, that doesn't do anything for anybody. What's the point? If you're going to apologise, then take the penalty away.
Yeah, it's cost us 2 points. Simple as.
Disgusting. Absolutely. Me, I mean, I'm not a West Ham fan, but I was so angry at that. It's like, come on, man.
Because that could be any game, really. That them decisions. I mean, that this referee, like I said, he seemed to be weak as anything. It's just, I don't know. It's
just annoying because I mean, look, at the end of the day, you didn't play that great. To be fair, you was doing a low block thing, but when you got the chances, you put the goals in. They got goals by just basically referees cheating.
Yeah,
And that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
But was that ball in though, Yeti?
No, mate. It weren't in, mate.
No, I just feel you got cheated and robbed. I mean, if they blew up the, and they give a penalty down at one end, why can't they give it to the other end? Do you know what I mean? It's exactly. You've got to play the game fair, and that's it. We've always had this problem. I can remember going back in the, whether it was the earlys, let's say the early 90s up to now, or for the year, the 2000s and that, and they even say it on Match of the Day. If the referee has given a penalty down at one end for that incident, and this incident was worse at the other end, you've got to give it, no matter what. You've got to.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah. So
it's 100% a penalty. He puts his arms all around him, and then just takes him down. And they got nothing for it.
And then when he got elbow smashed in the face, it's obvious that he wasn't faking it because he actually brought on Fabianski.
He's got a busted lip.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you be faking it when you've got... I mean, it's like players go down left, right and centre, but when your fucking leg's hanging off, then obviously something happened.
Yeah.
It's just common sense, man.
It is just common sense. I mean, some referees, I don't get it. I can remember going back years ago when Dennis Bergkamp got sent off for Arsenal because he smashed this guy, but the guy smashed him in the mouth first, and it split his lip, and he's bleeding down. He said, "But look, he's hit me." He goes, "Where?"
Yeah.
And Bergkamp, do you remember Bergkamp went, "Oh fucking hell, look, mate." I've got blood all around my mouth, mate.
And Bergkamp's never been that kind of player.
No.
So that has to come into it as well. He's not that kind of player. He never did that.
Exactly.
Just honestly, I think it's so annoying. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're just simple football fans that enjoy football. I mean, we're not simple. I mean, Anthony is, but I'm not. But I mean, we just enjoy football, and we don't like to, even if it's another team, we don't like seeing another team get ripped off. Like Newcastle, West Ham today. Tottenham in the game Liverpool in the game where clearly not offside. To be quite honest with you, the game against that you played against us at the start of the season, there's a Rice handball in there. Never even got looked at.
I mean, how do you feel about your game yet? I mean, because I know you didn't sleep well last night over it. You were messaging me on Instagram at 2:00 asking me if I was awake still. He wanted somebody to talk to. So,
I thought you was that woman on OnlyFans with the big busty tits. I got it wrong. And then I realised it was you, and I was like, I don't want to talk to that prick.
I knew I was just waiting for something.
You've got the comment there from Pepsi Pag say financial compensation, or they should be fined or forced paid clubs out for mistakes, which would compensate in that respects. Or as Martin saying, allotted time to make VAR decisions. There should be a 30-second counter to come up with their decisions because some of them have just taken way too long.
Yeah.
So, again,
definitely. And why don't they put the line on straight away? If you think it's offside, why don't they just put the line on straight away? I mean, does it cost a lot of money to put the line on or something? So they leave it and go, can we check it out before we put the line on? Because that's going to cost fucking £20 an hour or something.
I don't know this. I reckon it's crap. They're saying is open out the referees. Then you got his VAR is offside. Well, hang on, you're helping out the referees, but at the same time, you're helping out a fucking linesman. Do you know what I mean? That's a linesman's job. It's a flag if you're offside. Communication with the referee. The referee blows up. Sorry, mate, you're offside. and then that's it. Free kick wherever.
Yeah,
And that's it. Job done. But it's like what I said. They're trying to make the referees' jobs easy, and everybody's sort of like blaming the referees, which they got right to a certain degree. They got a right to, right? And VAR, like obviously within this game, and then people don't. It's like, and then people don't. People forget they're making the linesman's job easy as well. So do you know what I mean? So it works. It works both ways. And to be honest with you, if that's the case, then if we ain't going to get rid of it and it doesn't improve, you might as well save a shitload of money, get rid of all the linesmen, get rid of all the referees, and let VAR do it.
Yeah.
Somebody walk onto the pitch, blow a whistle, look at VAR, and it tells you what it is. If it's offside, if it's a goal or not a goal, or if it's a foul or not. That's it.
Well, I mean, what happened today with that Brewster challenge just proved to me that the referees are just like backing up on VAR, because to give a yellow card for that challenge was disgusting. I mean, and to be quite honest, like I said to Tony at the time, the Havertz one against Newcastle was equally as bad. Yeah, he never even got a card.
No, that's right. That's right, exactly.
Come on, man. I mean, have some consistency in this.
Yeah, exactly. Budgie, got your message on Insta. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Just reply back to you as well. Yeah, I mean, as you said, Harry launched himself off the ground there. He was lucky not to actually make proper contact because, you know what's going on. And this is the thing that's going to happen if we're not careful. And I say, no, in fact, it's Forest or West Ham. It's going to be any team. Some players are going to make a reckless challenge, and before you know it, that's a player out completely. And I mean, if you think about it, Anthony, imagine on Havertz at £65 million down the drain, he breaks his leg.
Mm.
And that's the thing that I consider.
You know something, right, as well, which I'll say is, if I was the player that Brewster went flying into, if the referee just gives that a yellow card, I would sue the fucker.
Yeah, but trouble is, I look at that wasn't even a sending off for West Ham. I thought because he cut away because he stood on his foot. I mean, how many players get stood on their foot accidentally? If you're jumping up for a ball, if you land before the other person lands, who you're jumping up to win the ball for the head, if he lands down on your foot or whatever, I don't care. Or if you just jump, so fucking what?
Exactly. But it's these football boots, isn't it? I mean, they might as well just be wearing Crocs.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely ridiculous, man.
You called it, didn't you? When you said it, it's like it seems this referee's he's just biased. He's because
dodgy as anything. Games against us.
Dodgy as anything, and just a weak referee. Just no good here. I mean, as Budgie's saying here, it's only the fourth official that gets the abuse from the bench. And to be fair, his job is not much more than holding up a digiboard. As I said, I think the fourth official should have more power.
Yeah, it should be, because everybody keeps moving it.
Not being funny, why should the referee come over to the screen when you've got a fourth official can have it right in front of him and he's got the earpiece? You can just talk to him in there, and then you've missed your boy there. He's as you're running down the opposite side of the pitch, and that he's just went over in there and smashed him right in the face.
Yeah.
Calls it back, done.
100%. I know that Bernie. I've known him for ages. I mean, not like on a personal level, otherwise I'd probably get the guy because I don't like him. I don't like him at all. He's a thug. You know what I mean? When we had that game against Sheffield United in the playoffs, fair enough, Billy Sharp got a super headbutt into his face, which is not. I don't condone that at all. You're a dickhead. You ended up in prison. Good. Glad you did because you deserved it. But then for McBurney and Brewster to beat that guy down, that Forest fan down, and then not get anything go against him. The man's a thug, needs a smack in the teeth. That's what he needs. Anyway, guys, I'll be back in a sec, mate.
Well, so we're nearly going to wrap up in here. I've got Jack in here as well. Jack Ramsey's coming. How are we doing, Jack? I just watched Match of the Day and how West Ham did get a penny at the end. I haven't got a clue, mate. We're thinking exactly the same thing. I think you've got more chance of understanding the British Rail network, how to get to Bristol, rather than get a penalty decision. Oh, I know how to get there anyway, but some people don't, Anthony. You know.
I know. Come and have a look. See for yourself. See what it's like. If you like the scenery, some of it's all right. Some of it is good, and the other bits is a bit, you know.
Yeah, White Lady Road, mate. It's quite a nice little area. So
Oh
nice
yeah,
going down
definitely. It comes down to the main city centre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that you say about that, and I think Deji Spears he had a university degree, and that was in Bristol.
Bristol,
Yeah, in the I think where is it? It's not, what's it called? Bristol Cathedral. It's a school, but it looks like a massive. It's next to the church. The church that's there. As you got
I know the place. Yeah.
White Lady Road. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's just there.
So he didn't teach him too well, and that he supports Spurs. Yeah, Jack said here. Like I said in the group, you'll see one given one next week for the same thing, and that's the truth of it, isn't it? That's the worst part about it.
That's the thing that annoys us all.
Causeway, another place.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's another one.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we're coming to the end. So it's been a long show with 3 hours dead on. We've covered quite a lot of subjects today, not just football. We've covered quite a few things, and
did it start off with politics?
It started with politics. We've gone full circle on this one today. So this one's been a bit more in depth.
Absolutely, 3 hours, man.
Yeah,
quite a few things. It's been
I didn't really
interesting show.
Yeah, I didn't really like politics, and I thought because I got your message, but I didn't read it because I thought it was 8:30 this show. And then when it
was 9.
Did he?
on his stream, and yeah, it's on at 9 o'clock, and I'm thinking 9.
Right?
He just said that.
I thought it was that thing, but yeah, and then I noticed she was all live, and then he was and I thought, all right, I'll set myself up, but I was going slow, I was plodding.
That's an interesting one there from Arsenal Manic. Look, the referees from Lancashire far closer to Sheffield than London. Conspiracy led.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I'd be interested to know if he had a bet on for 2 reds and a 2-2.
I reckon he did. You know
what I mean? Need
Cheers,
to start
Budgie.
looking at them instead of Ivan Tony.
So respect to Budgie in there, and obviously, like
big respect, man.
I hope everything goes well with you in that respect. I mean, fighting it twice, mate. I mean, that hats off, man. Have you ever discussed Joey Barton? Yeah, that's another one. That's another subject to cover. So
I agree with what he said, to be honest.
Well, the one he's saying, Joey Barton. The one thing we didn't mention, funny enough, and I missed out completely, was Troy Deeney and his comments.
Oh yeah,
which got him the boot.
You can't do that. You can't do that nowadays. Unfortunately, you can't call players out.
They're too smothered in cotton wool these days. They can't take criticism.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I thought.
Anyway, Brian Clough was still a manager nowadays. He would beat the fucking shit out of most.
Oh, mate. Yeah, exactly.
He would have.
She's saying, great conversation, never gets old or boring. Thanks, lads, and to the panel that have gone.
Yeah,
you're welcome, Budgie. Thanks for that.
Budgie.
By saying, thanks for the love, guys. No, that's what we're all about. That's what we're all
about.
That's
all about, Budgie. I hope it's all good. And that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Danny Murphy said on Match of the Day that it was the right decision for the West Ham penalty at the end. Well,
that's because they're fucking idiots.
Yeah, Jesus.
Well, it's like how they interviewed Moyes after the game, and I was obviously because you didn't obviously hear it because you was doing your show thing, and the woman that gave the interview that after the game said, "Look, what's your thoughts on the game? Was it a penalty? Was it a penalty?" And he said, "Well, look," he said. You've got to liberate yourself. You've got to see to your. You've got to come to your own conclusions. He said, "Was I happy with it? No. Am I going to say any more than what I really want to say? No.
Exactly.
But I'd like to. But I would like to." And then it went to Rio Ferdinand, and Rio Ferdinand said, "I strongly disagree." He said, "I like Moisey, what he'd done for the West Ham and that." He said, "But Moisey was asked a question. and then Moisey should have been at the right to answer that question,
Mhm.
whether it was being VAR or that referee. And Ferdinand just said how it was. He should have had it. He was asked a
Should
question.
have.
He should have answered it, and
Well,
he
the
said he
problem
should
is
have answered it in
They,
full.
they don't like you answering with the truth because you get fined for it, and that's
That-
the
yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Can you guys imagine me if I was a football man? I would get so many fines. It's unbelievable.
You just see the old commentator looking right at the camera, thinking, "I think I've asked the wrong geezer here. I need to move on."
You'd be seeing Getty. He'd be there having his beer on the touchline, and then he'd get up and he'd do. Do you remember when Jose Mourinho in that charity game he trips over Ollie Murs and he went flying? He'd do that when the touchline wrestlers do it.
So look, I mean,
I'll
Pepsi
be
Beck
on
saying
the
here,
pitch.
yeah, he lives not far from Forest Green. Chairman's a bastard and too
Mm.
busy organising gangs of hooligans to block roads. Wow, that says it all.
But I still don't get it. I still don't understand why back in the day it was always said that every club came out and said we have no affiliate with the hooligans or anything like that. Yet typical Arsenal all of a sudden start calling themselves Gooners. That makes no sense. to
Yeah.
me. That makes no sense.
Budgie said, I wouldn't get a job that pays enough to cover the fines I'd get. I think we're all in the same boat there, mate. Especially after today's game, that's for sure. Anyway,
I'll do a Brian Clough one, yeah, you know, young man, come on, young man.
So anyway, Anthony, shout out your channels, please, sir.
Yeah, I host a show, Gunners for More Corners. That's on. There it is. There, Gunners for More Corners. But it's on a show called Football United TV. It's a Man United channel, but I host a show on a Man United channel. I know it sounds weird and bizarre, but that's the way things are. And also, I do on Sundays I do the Premier League weekend show. We was going to do one, but for some particular reason I just didn't get round to it. Well, I say I didn't get round to it, and the guy's channel who owns the channel, he didn't get round to doing it as well. So unfortunately, apologies for that. But we will be going streaming. I think there's no football next weekend, is there?
No.
No, it's a long break now.
Aren't you?
Yeah, so we're going to be obviously coming back not next week, the week after on that one, and that's it. I'm going to pass you off to the Yeti up here. You know, not only has he got his channel, but he got his own porn channel as well. So I'll just let him I'll let him tell you.
Just FA Cup games, isn't it? FA Cup games, that's what there is. There is FA Cup games. At least there's some football in the shape of football in the FA Cups. Yeah, that's basically it. And
yeah, so I mean, I'm going to be doing a watch along with Anthony for the Bristol City game, because the thing about Anthony, which I've noticed, but nobody else notices, is as soon as Arsenal lose for like 7 games, he flip flops over to Bristol City, which I always expected that anyway. But he's just how he is. Fair enough, whatever, however you want to call yourself, that's fine. But my channel is Long-Eared Yeti's Cave, all about Forest gaming. I've got a watch along with Jez, again with Forest against Arsenal, which is going to be a good one. So make sure you get in there, because there's going to be serious fire going off on that one. And, in a friendly way. I mean, if he fucks around, he gets simbered. I don't care. But, we'll see how that one goes. And, Long-Eared Yeti's Cave, thank you for having me on, Tony. And also, I'd like to say about the racism. Come on, man. Let's just be better people. Let's just be better people.
Absolutely, 100%. And obviously, just a shout out to the Arsenal History and More, Football Bants channel. Obviously, Anfield Uncle Rods, and obviously Wolfgang Fang Division for coming onto the panel tonight. It's been a great show, and obviously Hot Fuzz 44. So for people that stayed in the chat, appreciate you guys being here. And last comment from Budgie. Gumshoe's ready for that one, so he's ready. He's ready for that one.
I'm going to be watching that one. Actually, Steve, you can go on there. You could be VAR. You could be VAR.
I'll be turn a blind eye as always.
He can
But for the ones that stayed into the chat, thanks, much appreciate that. It's been a blast. We've been talking about it, and what's there? Detroit Lions just won. So
nice.
at least some positivity at the end of the stream.
Yeah.
So we're just going to play out the outro, and hopefully we'll see you all. For those who know me, Anthony, and Hot Fuzz, we do the Good, Bad, and the Ugly show.
Quality show.
We'll be changing the faces around for that one.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, if it goes back on the Ugly for Anthony, I can't be held responsible for that now. I'll put it out there now.
Well, I'm just worried if I go back on the Ugly, if he's going to see what he said he was going to do to me after 15 pints. I was like, what?
Take care, Pepsi Pack.
I said 17 points. Fucking
and
hell.
obviously, last but not least, we'll be back on next Sunday for episode 4 of the Sunday Night Takeaway. So for the rest of the evening, for you guys who's still here, enjoy your night, and we'll see you next time. Take care for now.
Absolutely. Anthony, you prick.
Get a shave.